Had an eventful start to this game, the first 5 minutes for the replay officials. You don't figure it's one of those games where every inch is going to be crucial. You know, it could be a shootout, but this is.
I don't know how this drive's going to end, but if you're a Clemson fan, you've got to be pretty happy with the approach by Jeff Scott and Tony Elliott, this offensive staff.
When the runner went out of bounds, the ball was at the 10.5-yard line. It'll be spotted at the 10.5-yard line, 4th down.
Split the difference. Move back just a little bit.
But the aggressive approach, taking some shots downfield, tempo is there. Kelly Bryant, how would he react to playing on the road? Business as usual for Clemson up to this point. We'll see what happens, but really impressive with the way he's running this offense right now in this opening drive.
Fuller is the back. We need about a half yard. For a 1st and goal. Yeah, the 140-yard play, 3 other short completions, so Bryant 4 for 4 in this drive.
And not only that, on paper, I think there's a favorable matchup for Stanford or for Clemson, and that would be at the offensive line against this Louisville defensive line. They can get a great push. They've got incredible size up there, and with that tempo, they can wear Louisville down.
It's McLeod in motion. Bryant weaves his way through traffic and dives for a touchdown. What a drive for this quarterback in his first road start. And Clemson jumps in front.
10 plays, 79 yards. Quarterback does a great job, 4 for 4. Look at the eyes of that Louisville defense, respecting that jet sweep, the eye candy that they throw at them. So many different moving parts. Linemen are pulling. You got a jet sweep motion. You have to respect that. You're looking at the guards, and next thing you know, quarterback keeps it, goes into the end zone.
The holder is Will Sweeney, Dabo's oldest son, freshman, earned that spot. Bugle knocks it through. What did you say? Business as usual for Clemson? That looked just like the 2016 Tigers.
Before you even step on campus, you know the power of Clemson moments. They're defining moments, ones that shape who you become. Moments when you discover a calling, a passion, the future. When you explore, create, change a life, or change the world. These defining moments bring us together and set us apart. They make us a family that never, for a single moment, forgets we are Tigers.
No one knows where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
We want Falcons in New York. Jets in LA. Or Buccaneers in a quaint little New England bed and breakfast.
Can you please pass the marmalade, Charlie?
Switch to DirecTV and watch all the teams no matter where you live with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Man, because it be serious out here.
You guys got a game today?
Oh, man. Thought I had a bye week.
Incredible lifelike graphics powered by the Frostbite engine. Madden NFL 18. Rated E for everyone.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months. I'm accident free. And I don't share it with Mom, right, Mom? Right.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Monday Night Football.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the series.
Welcome to the postseason.
Sunday Night Baseball. Dodgers Nationals tomorrow at 8 on ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN app. Presented by Taco Bell.
ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
To Georgia.
To USC. Fight on!
Go away.
Hook 'em hard!
Boomer Sooner.
Oh, wait. Go blue.
Everyone's got a shot.
Let's go, Warhawks! All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Cassidy Hubbard with the AT&T Field Pass. Number 5 Penn State hosting Georgia State, and Saquon Barkley with a cheat code play. Here leaves everybody in his dust for the 80-yard touchdown catch. Nittany Lions up 14-0. Chris, Herbie, back to you guys.
Cassidy, thank you. So Saquon's certainly a Heisman candidate. Each week on the Nissan Heisman Watch, we're going to feature a couple of guys, not necessarily the top guys, and we'll show you those after the kickoff. We picked Josh Rosen, who had a bunch of touchdowns today against Memphis, Kirk, but it was a loss.
Yeah,
two picks were
he took
key
an
too.
L. This another emphatic win, and 2 picks that easily could have been 4 today. So he didn't have a great outing. That was a long trip for them. Early kick, competitive game, shootout, back and forth.
Rudolph looked great.
Oh my God,
a rugged Pittsburgh defense. Rugged, not in a good way.
Yeah, second year in a row they've been able to score at will against Pitt.
Second possession for Louisville, down a touchdown now. And they hand the ball off to Reggie Bonifon, the workman-like back who was once a quarterback, then a receiver, and now switching to running back this season.
How good looking of a young linebacker is Trey Lamar, 6'4", 250, running sideline to sideline. Just a really, really athletic guy, gaining a lot of experience, obviously now taking over as a starter. Ben Boulware has moved on, one of great leaders, and with Kendall Joseph in there in the middle, 2 great inside linebackers for the Tigers.
Second down, Jackson from the pocket. Steps up and delivers a throw that's high and behind Jalen Smith. So they twice targeted him. Jackson looking for his first completion.
Yeah, they're just not quite in sync here early in the game. This is his favorite target. I thought Jalen Smith would have adjusted back to the ball here. He waits until the last second to adjust back. He's got to see that ball is thrown behind him and start to work back now. He just waited a little bit too late. And, of course, the ball fully thrown that time by Lamar Jackson. Needs to put it closer to the sideline.
Well, the Cardinals need 8. The rest of that defense is going to go back on the field against Clemson's offense. Jackson from the pocket delivers a strike, incomplete. He was trying to get the ball to Des Fitzpatrick, the talented freshman, but 2 possessions and 2 3-and-outs.
This is what Clemson normally does when they show pressure and then they end up disguising. Pressure comes here, they actually drop the defensive end, but you can see the opening in the middle. They give him enough time. Yeah, it's the 3rd time we've seen him throw the football and just not quite in sync. He had his man there that time.
Kane to punt. This time it's Ray McLeod, Tigers returner. Catch at the 23. So this crowd, which showed up loud and rowdy, hoping the defense can rise up. Same Clemson's offense.
All eyes on me. And the winner is Jameis Winston, Florida State University.
Lamar Jackson of the University of Louisville.
End zone, shot ball. Touchdown. Florida State rules the BCS.
Touchdown! Clemson Tigers, new kings of college football.
This is a story about mail and packages, and it's also a story about people. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches. This is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Sunday Night Baseball. Dodgers Nationals tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr? Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
You're asking me to choose?
Yes, I'm asking you to choose.
Both of these guys are like my friends. I spend time with
Listen,
both.
they don't say the same about you, believe me.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, building better every day. In part by Taco Bell and the Steak Quesarito Box. And Nissan, innovation that excites.
Nissan Heisman House set up here right next to the stadium. That's Chris Redmond, former Louisville quarterback. Special guest dropping by. And this crowd, which was expecting the reigning Heisman Trophy winner to be electric from the start, watching Clemson take over, already up 7 after an impressive opening drive. 2-3 announced for the Cardinals. Dr. Pepper Championship Drive game of the week. Keeper all the way. And Bryant picks his way for a short gain as we check in with Maria Taylor.
You know, Chris, co-offensive coordinator Tony Elliott said that Kelly Bryant has a quiet confidence about him, but I'll tell you on the sidelines, he also has a very distinct command of this offense. He went up to every single offensive lineman after scoring his first touchdown on the road. They responded really well to him, and most of them said, "We told you you could do it." So there's a lot of confidence right now in this Clemson offense on the sideline.
He's not a freshman. He's a new guy, but he's been in the program a few years. Rolls out, delivers a high throw, incomplete over the head of DeAndre Overton. He sought the counsel of Woody Dantzler, Taj Boyd, as well as, of course, Deshaun Watson, who gave him pointers how to handle your first road start and deal with the big shoes to fill and all that stuff.
He just looks prepared. He just looks like a guy, whether he's been on the road 12 times, 20 times, or the first time. It's early in the game, but so far he just looks in command and just seems to feel comfortable with what they're asking him to do.
Deep 5 on third down. Fuller is in the slot to the right. Louisville rushes 4. He's got protection, delivers over the middle. Very easy pitch and catch to Trevion Thompson. His second catch of the season. First down to the 44.
It's a zone, well designed. Watch this linebacker clear out when the tight end comes into the picture. Once he clears out, look at that nice throwing lane right there. Nice job of protecting. It opens up. In rhythm, comfortable, 3rd and 5. Line deserves credit, but a well-designed play by that Clemson offense.
The first down run to Fuller. Talked about Peter Sermon, a totally different philosophy as Louisville and Mississippi State traded defensive coordinators. Todd Grantham going to Starkville. Sermon coming here, the former Oregon linebacker, in a different philosophy.
Well, Todd Grantham was, your hair's on fire, you're blitzing, it's man-to-man, you're in your face, and it's either your band's plan or their band's plan because something's big's going to happen one way or the other. This is more conservative. This is more bend but don't break. Keep the ball in front of you. Play more zone type of approach.
They don't get anywhere near Bryant until then, and then he backpedals and fires into the ground. So it was John Greenard, the backup defensive end, that eventually beat his block.
And I think this is what we want to see, is his ability to work through his progressions. And in this pit, it's really more about the coverage. Great job. We just talked about how they were playing zone. They freed up and eventually got in. But they dropped 7 guys. Make a young quarterback on the road have to read zone coverage is tougher than beating man-to-man.
Another third down. They need 9 here.
for the Clemson offense at right tackle. Watch it here again with Sean Pollard. A spin move to the inside, flushes him out, and then Greener's able to clean it up. But it was a great move by James Hurns. That little spin move to the inside.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
This is the Dyson V8 cord-free vacuum, and this is its Dyson digital motor, generating powerful suction to deep clean carpets, hard floors, clean up high, and convert to a handheld, to dig deep on stairs, furniture, mattresses, and cars, all with up to 40 minutes runtime.
Try Dyson V8 at home with a 90-day money-back guarantee.
ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app. Sunday Night Baseball. Dodgers Nationals. Tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
This Sunday and every Sunday. Sunday NFL Countdown.
Sunday.
Think there can't be a must-win game in Week 2? Think again.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Monday Night Football. Lions, Giants. Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Hubbard with your Dr. Pepper Championship Drive update. Number 12 LSU taking on Mississippi State, both looking to improve to 3-0, and Nick Fitzgerald with his second rushing TD of the game. And the Bulldogs QB has his team up 17-7 at the half over on ESPN. Chris, Herbie, back to you guys.
Hi, Cassidy, thank you. Louisville in the shadow of the construction zone down in the end zone. They're adding 10,000 seats and some suites and some video boards. That'll be ready for next year. The Cardinals offense, after a couple of 3 and outs, been back at their 5-yard line, and we'll see if Jackson can get settled in on this drive, Kurt. Teammates and coaches talking about his improved accuracy. Hasn't been there so far. That time he throws into a tight window, and it's ruled incomplete.
And Mickey Crum unable to hold on to the ball. Something to remember. Last year, you and I called this game, and Lamar Jackson and the Louisville offense kind of took a little bit of time to settle into the game. In fact, he was 3 of 7 in that first quarter last year until he finally started to find his way and created some tempo and got this Clemson defense on his heels.
It was a scoreless first quarter last year. They were down big at halftime. Now Jackson just takes off. This is what he does better than any quarterback maybe ever. He gets that to the 20.
See, that's what you have to be careful of, is getting lulled to sleep. You know, you're thinking about, hey, he's improved as a passer. He's improved as a passer, Well, watch the lead blocks coming around to help free him to be able to get to the edge. When you defend Lamar Jackson, you better take care of the edges. Try to funnel him back to those white jerseys, and if you lose contain and he gets outside, he's as elusive and as electrifying as any player we've seen play in a long time in the open field.
Improved as a passer. He certainly has not digressed as a runner. You can tell. He's still got it. And a little crease, and that's all it takes. Jackson in the clear. And he'll step out at the 50. So they're going to keep him in bounds and spot him down to the Clemson 42. You were saying electric?
Yeah. He's actually reading Austin Bryant. Watch this. Try to imagine being Austin Bryant at 265 pounds. There, right at the 50.
That's what the naked eye looked like he stopped at midfield, and the judge has a good look at that one.
Yeah, he's in with that one, and then he's out there.
So it's our third replay review of a spot already tonight. I think your point is a great one, Kurt. And that's what, obviously, Petrino, who's the play caller for this offense. If your quarterback's a little bit keyed up, doesn't have his usual accuracy, let him do what he does best until he settles in. And why not when he can do it that well?
Yeah, and I think it lets the offense able to kind of settle into the game, and then that can open up the other part of their offense, which is where they've improved the most, and throwing the football. I mean, the last 2 weeks, Purdue and...
After review, the runner stepped out of bounds at the 50-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 at the 50. Please reset the clock to 5 minutes and 28 seconds, please. 5:28.
So Jackson overtakes Josh Nesbitt, an old Georgia Tech quarterback. He's now the career rushing leader in the ACC for quarterbacks, and he'll extend that record out before the season is done.
Absolutely. It's just see what he can do tonight. Last two plays, their answer to try to get things going is not just him running, but running to the perimeter. One was a design quarterback run to the left, where they had two linemen pulling around, and the other's his own read.
Now he flips it to Malik Williams out of the flat, and he's got the edge, and Williams shows his speed. The senior shoved out by Mullen, but this guy is a big playmaker too.
And this time Clemson's going to play man-to-man. He sneaks out of the backfield. Watch the corner coming in from the left. He gets taken out of the picture by the wide receiver. Trayvon Mullen stays with his wide receiver as man-to-man, a linebacker. Nobody gets out with Malik Williams. Now Clemson's eyes are a little bit different than where they were early in the game when they had control of number 8.
Number 8's got it again. And he spins down, hit really hard at the 21-yard line. Here comes a flag, and they're going to take a look at this. Tanner Muse, the sophomore safety, came in and may be caught for targeting Jackson here.
He definitely hit him with the crown of his helmet. Flag came in immediately.
Dave Katai, our rules expert, has all alongside in the booth here. Let's hear Jeff Flanagan first.
Personal foul, targeting, number 19 on the defense. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal. This play is under further review.
Well, Dave, there was no hesitation on the field, and do you believe this call against Muse is going to stand up based on what you see?
I believe it's going to be confirmed. I mean, he's not defenseless, but it does not matter. He hits him with the crown of the helmet. This is going to be confirmed.
Yeah. Glad you were able to tell. Sometimes I think with fans, they get confused. He's not defenseless. What's the big deal? In this case, because the crown of the helmet is used by Muse right there.
You don't have to be defenseless. You can't hit anybody with a crown of the helmet, whether you're defenseless or not.
It's a rule put into play, and we applaud it to protect both the tackler and the guy being hit. Muse, our starting safety, will be ejected if the call is upheld. It's a secondary that's a little bit thin because Marcus Edmond, the guy that made the heroic play and forced out James Quick of Louisville, a yard short last year. He's not here. He's got a sprained foot.
The tough thing for Muse is Lamar Jackson is actually falling down low in his head, then becomes the target, while Muse is already getting ready to launch in to hit him what looks like maybe in the shoulder. But as Lamar Jackson continues to fall, he ends up with a targeting foul.
You know, if the call is upheld, and we expect it will be, the ball will be moved to the 10.5-yard line. First down for Louisville.
After review, the ruling of targeting is confirmed. Number 19 is ejected. The penalty is half distance to the goal. First down.
Because it's in the first half, Muse will not miss any time next week against Boston College, but the secondary now gets thinner.
It sure does. And right now, what I'm seeing and what Brent Venables is trying to figure out, and he's worked all week as a defensive coordinator for Clemson to get ready, that zone read and quarterback run game starting to become a big factor in trying to dissect how to be effective for Louisville and how to move the ball.
Isaiah Simmons, a redshirt freshman, replaces Muse. The Tigers are confused. They're totally. Guys running off or on the field as the snap is made, and now Jackson rolls out and will flip to the end zone. Leaping catch. Touchdown. Charles Stanberry, the tight end, and what a drive for Jackson after 2 3-and-outs. Tigers defense looked a little bit confused there.
Just by taking Muse out of the game, it created such chaos on substitution. There's Muse leaving, but wait till you see the video. You got players running onto the field. They actually get pressure. There's the creativity. Eventually, he's able to make the throw to Stanberry. But at the top of the screen, Dabo Sweeney in a full sprint, trying to get a timeout to the official, was never able to do it.
And Stanberry beat Simmons, who had just come in for Muse. A big 6'3" senior tight end goes up and wins the 50-50 ball. And suddenly, Louisville's offense has life, and it's 7-7.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it limp-worthy.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN. Monday Night Football.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in 1 moment's time,
Have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr? Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
You're asking me to choose?
Yes, I'm asking you to choose.
Both of these guys are like my friends. I spend time with
Listen,
both.
they don't say the same about you, believe me.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Watch the chaos. Watch the players trying to get off the field. They're looking over to Brent Venables. What are we going to do? Should we come off? Should we come on? And they start to come off. Now here comes a linebacker, Chad Smith, on. Trayvon Mullen stays on. They have 12 men on the field. They don't know who to cover. Somehow they actually get pressure. Lawrence, the ability to find a way to make a play, throws it up to the big tight end, Charles Stanberry, who high points the ball and makes the catch over Isaiah Simmons.
It's their progressive pylon cam. Sweeney was desperately trying to get a timeout before the snap, didn't get it off. And so Louisville has life. This is Travis Etienne, the true freshman returner, drops the ball's in deep trouble, and the first touch of his Clemson career will not be a memorable one. And now it's Clemson pinned back at the 9-yard line. But that drive ignited by the 55 yards rushing finish. By a little touchdown pass.
Well, we've been waiting for him after those first couple series. When's he going to come alive? And he ends up having a great series. And here's the young freshman. Just lucky to pick that ball up before Louisville came down to cover it. But Clemson pinned back deep inside their own territory at the 9.
He's going to be a super freak, they say, out of a small town, Jennings, Louisiana. But you put a true freshman in this environment back there for his first career touch. And it's a little bit costly as Clemson is backed up now. Tavian Feaster comes in as the tailback on this series. He's got it, and he's going to be hit and dropped for a loss by Kane Pass, the sophomore linebacker.
That's great instincts by Pass, who is coming into motion. He's reading the jet motion, and then he comes here and makes a play on Feaster. See him, instead of going, maybe collapsing down or worrying about the quarterback. Assignment football, great job by Kane Pass. Takes the tailback, and a big loss for the Clemson Tiger offense.
It's loud in the closed end from his end zone. And off the floor, who barrels forward. This whole order changed on that sack by John Greenard, back-to-back. Plays by that Louisville defense. Feaster on the carry, and it's third down.
Definitely changed the energy. Now Kelly Bryant's, now he's feeling what it's like a little bit to be on the road in a competitive game.
Delivers near side. It's Deion Kane who makes the catch and tight ropes for a first down.
Just about to say, we've not called Deion Kane's name yet. The guy that they will turn to come up with the big plays that Mike Williams made so often last year. Not as big as Mike Williams, but has the experience. He's 6'1", about 190 pounds, and it's off to a really good start this year.
He made some huge plays, a couple touchdowns in last year's win. On the first down, they throw back over Kane's head. Bryant to Feaster, and a quick burst, and another first down as they move it across the 35.
The linebackers are clearing out, and it's just opening up the middle. See how wide he is already. Then he goes here. You got one linebacker. The center's going to be able to get up there and make a block. I mean, look how open the middle of that defense is, and even pretty good distance to pick up that first down. Feaster can accelerate. He hits that hole in a hurry.
And now Bryant rolls and delivers a high throw. It's McLeod who's wrestled down quickly at the 40-yard line by Tremaine Washington. Another one of those corners that's going to be tested tonight. He's been picked on a little bit, Washington, so far this season. Third-year starter.
Likes to gamble, likes to take a few chances. Double move, I'm sure at some point will come his way where they try to get him to bite.
Tough assignment on Kane right now. The jet sweep motion, Bryant from the pocket looks for Kane. It's that matchup we just highlighted, and Kane goes up, broken up, as Chucky Williams closed to make a really nice play.
I think Chucky Williams got his hand on that. That is a great play.
Kane comes up limping. He had the man beat, a little underthrown.
Again, that's a favorable matchup for Clemson. Safety against your top receiver. And Chucky Williams' experience comes into play. He times that up, looks and reads the eyes. But of course, if that ball is thrown out in front of Deion Kane, he walks into the end zone.
Williams' experience, his 39th game. Now from the pocket, Bryant delivers high and incomplete. No chance on that play. Overton was the receiver, but that was just airmailed into the bench. It's fourth down.
Peter Sermon has to be really excited about these last couple series, what he's seen from his defense. Kind of settling in, getting Clemson into the more obvious passing situations where they can really come after him and then change up their looks. Remember, he's still a young quarterback as far as game experience. You mix up those looks, you affect his timing with his receivers.
Tigers move it about 30 yards to improve field position for the punt. Jalen Smith is deep. So another good boot from Spires. Drives the returner inside the 5. Ill-advised to field it there, and he's going to be dropped right there. So Will Spires, the freshman, punts, and Isaiah Simmons was there. They net 55 yards on that one. We kick off NFL Week 2 with Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 o'clock on ESPN. Sam Ponder, the new host, along with Rex Ryan, Charles Woodson, Matt Hasselbeck, Randy Moss. You'll have all the latest news also streaming live on the ESPN app. Now, Louisville last time marched it all the way down the field, again pinned back at the 5-yard line. See if we feature number 8 as a runner again. That worked last time down here.
Yeah. Last drive, 30 yards through the air, 55 on the ground.
From the end zone, Jackson delivers a long throw, and finally the first catch by Jalen Smith, who's out across the 20, first down. Smith, the junior, who had foot surgery in the spring, but he is a deep threat, strong. He's tough to press, isn't he?
Yeah, and last week, 9 catches, 183 yards. Look at this cushion right here. And look how Lamar Jackson says, you're going to give my guy, my top target, a 15-yard cushion? I'll take that.
Jackson again looks over the middle. Off the hand, almost intercepted. Inaccurate throw. He targets Smith again. Mullen had a chance there at a diving pick.
He's got...
And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper. Here's a boy's medium.
That'll work.
Remember that accident I got in with the pole and I had to make a claim and all that? Is that whole thing still dragging out? No, I took some pics with the app and filed a claim. But you know how they send you money to cover repairs and...
It took forever to pay you, right?
No, I got paid right away. But at the very end of it all, my agent wouldn't even call you back, right? No, she called to see if I was happy. But if I wasn't happy with my claim experience, for any reason, they'd give me my money back. No questions asked. Can you believe that? No.
The claim satisfaction guarantee, only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr? Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
You're asking me to choose?
Yes, I'm asking you to choose.
Both of these guys are like my friends. I spend time with
Listen,
both.
they don't say the same about you. Believe me.
Think there can't be a must-win game in week 2? Think again.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Monday Night Football, Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready? You know me from Rocky V. In real life, I'm Tommy the Duke Morrison.
He had a style that people loved. You have a kid that's on top of the world, and in one moment's time,
I have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you. How do you cope with that?
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film presented by Mini. Tommy, streaming exclusively on the ESPN app.
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. And the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the series.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN app. Presented by Taco Bell.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Wells Fargo, in this presentation of the ACC on ABC. Atlantic Division collision, year 4 in this budding rivalry that never fails to entertain. 7 apiece as the second quarter begins with a Louisville punt after Clemson's first sack of the night and their 61st since the beginning of last year, most in the FBS. Mason King gets it away, and McLeod will give it a go from the 38. Coverage team does a nice job, a 2-yard return, and so Bryant and the offense take over at the 40. See that green apple logo on the Tigers helmets? That's to honor the extra yard for teachers, the College Football Playoff Foundation, seeking to elevate the teaching profession by inspiring and empowering teachers. Learn more by visiting cfp-foundation.org. 44-yard punt. And Bryant, things were so easy in that opening drive, and that's so the last couple of series. Bryant looking to run all the way. Throws that elusiveness and skates for about 11 into Louisville territory.
Clemson saying, you know what? You're getting your quarterback going by running the football. You're getting your offense going a little bit with the quarterback run game. We can do that too. Kelly Bryant, that's his real strength as a quarterback, is what he can do running the ball.
In the pocket, delivers high, and the catch is made by T. Higgins, one of the true freshman receivers. He spoke for big Tennessee Volunteer fans, named him after T. Martin.
6'4", 200 pounds, a future freak for the Clemson offense. Dabo Swinney thinks that he has a chance to be as good as they have had at that position, and they've had some pretty good ones.
Quite a statement.
Yes.
Choice is the set up third down. Chucky Williams, the safety, was in on run support.
Took a chance there, blitzing some people. Middle linebacker got in there. This defensive line so far holding their own. Really good push on that last play.
Already it's the 7th third down play for Clemson. They're 3 for 6. Low snap. Bryant rolls, fires, complete. Who else? Hunter Renfro throw, first down at the 30. When they need a play, they usually target 13.
Especially on third down, man-to-man. Watch him work across. You know he's going to get the ball. It's just, is he going to do an option route to the inside or the outside? A little stem. I love that they rolled him away from potential pressure. Moving the launch point, bought a little bit of time. Great job of finding him on the backside.
Some confusion. There was nobody to fake the handoff to, and Bryant's going to be shoved out of bounds back at the 36.
There was confusion all around because the way he rolled, Tion Kane, he's just running down the field, taking the corner with him. So miscommunication, that's part of having an inexperienced quarterback on the road. Not everybody quite on the same page. You don't know who's at fault, but that time Bryant and Feaster definitely not on the same page on a run play, design run.
Ooh, 6. Feaster in motion. He's got it in the flat. Makes the cut, and we'll get back near the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down at about 10. Ronald Walker tackled him.
You know, we're only in the third week of the season, and Wayne Gallman has moved on from Clemson, and they right now kind of have a committee. You've got 3 or 4 guys that are playing with Fuller and Choice and Feaster primarily getting most of the reps. Feaster looks the part. I mean, he looks to be the most complete back that they have.
220-pounder. Bryant rolling, and now flips back to McLeod into traffic. It's incomplete. Broken up, a dangerous play, and there's that guy Greenard again. He's everywhere.
Coaches told us, like you said, Chris, he's smart. And this time it's not the versatility and where he can play. It's just the vision and being able to find that. He sat there and waited instead of chasing down Kelly Bryant. He saw the play and how it was designed. Waits. And see how he gets out there into the flat? Well done.
So a field goal attempt. This is right at the career long for Greg Hugel. And at 47 yards. Hasn't made a field goal. Only tried one so far this season. Out of the snap of Will Sweeney. And a whistle before and a flag.
I think Clemson moved left side.
And if that's true, it'll move them beyond Hugel's normal field goal range. Pointing in the Louisville direction.
Now, Niles Pinckney, 44 white, definitely moved. Lined up the left tight end.
And we'll have to see if it is marched back 5 yards as Sweeney elects to try to punt.
Offside. Defense 90-96. Movement causing the offense to false start. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Still 4th down.
Hot. I'll show you what I saw right here. Watch his movement. I don't know. Maybe they're yelling cadence or barking at cadence to make Pinckney move.
Now it's a 42-yard attempt for Hugel. He's 41 of 51 in his Clemson career. Down, it's drifting, and it is no good. Slides wide right, and Clemson comes up entry. Still 7 apiece in Louisville.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have any branded cups for the late night talk show guests. Because the only thing that will make you believe is trying it yourself.
Sometimes the last shot is the only shot you've got. This is the year to chase an NFL dream.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the series.
Nationals tomorrow at 8 on ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN app. Presented by Taco Bell.
Sunday NFL Countdown every week, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in one moment's time,
have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
We want Falcons in New York. Jets in LA. Or Buccaneers in a quaint little New England bed and breakfast.
Can you please pass the marmalade, Charlie?
Switch to DirecTV and watch all the teams no matter where you live with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Wise man, I'm nervous about things I can't control affecting my good credit score.
I see you've planted an uncertainty tree. Chop that thing down. The clarity you seek lies within the CreditWise app from Capital One. CreditWise helps you protect your credit. And it's completely free for everyone. It's free for everyone? Do hawks use the stars to navigate?
I don't know.
I thought you did. I don't know either. Either way, it's free for everyone.
Cool.
What's in your wallet?
Hey, I think we've hit a new stage in our relationship. Will you join my Wi-Fi?
Yes! This is all moving so fast.
Find your awesome with Xfinity XFi.
College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper, awarded in Atlanta January 8th. Of course, it was the Clemson Tigers clutching that last year in Tampa. Linebacker Ben Bulwer licking it. Wish I hadn't had to see that, but that was sort of his way of celebrating. After the missed field goal, Cardinals take over at the 25-yard line. Jackson just 3 of 8 throwing for 45 yards. Does have the touchdown pass. Been an effective runner. Gets it out this time to Seth Dawkins. And the sophomore, big hands out there. Short game. Well, last year, Kirk, they blitzed Jackson 29 times. Clemson hit him 29 times, but he still had 457 total offense. You see so far a little bit different approach in the Tigers defense.
Yeah, so far. I mean, they blitzed him a handful of times, but not nearly as much. I remember last year thinking, wow, Brent Venables, an aggressive guy. He's going to do what he does. And in the second half, when Louisville started to move, they didn't blitz him as much. But tonight, you're not seeing that look.
Cleveland Farrell wraps up Jackson after a short gain. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
The big thing is containing him. I mean, that's the big thing that they've talked about, whether it's the run or the scramble. You want to keep him on the inside and keep those edges and allow those linebackers and safeties, give him a chance.
They've done a good job on. So far tonight have the Tigers. Louisville 0 for 3. Reggie Bonifant motions out. And they rush 4. Jackson immediately has to backpedal and just fires it into the bench. So it wasn't a blitz, but they got in his face in a hurry.
Yeah, they did bring the blitz. Kendall Joseph.
So McLeod back at his 30. He'll field the punt right there. Has to get sideways. Ray McLeod gets a little crease. Nice return to the 45-yard line. And that's where Clemson will take over in a tie game.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it limp-worthy.
Yo, CP, what up?
Yo, I'm open over here. Give me the ball.
Nah, man. You had the safety over the top.
Nah, I had him beat.
Chris, do I need to remind you? I'm Tom Brady. I know when someone's open.
So why don't you remind me with the ball? Throw it right at my head.
can't keep calling every play.
Man, I'll call you whenever I feel it.
Now you can join up and play as a team online. Madden NFL 18, rated E for everyone.
Get the ultimate experience on Xbox One.
Monday Night Football.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Dodgers, Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Sunday NFL Countdown every week, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN.
Who's in?
We want Falcons in New York. Jets in LA. Or Buccaneers in a quaint little New England bed and breakfast.
Can you please pass the marmalade, Charlie?
Switch to DirecTV and watch all the teams no matter where you live with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Wells Fargo, is brought to you by Pacific Life. Experience the power of Pacific. And the 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
Some of the greats of Louisville football, but it all began with number 16, Johnny Unitas, and his statue, which used to be what is now the construction zone, has been moved to the top of the stadium. All the fans can get a look at it. He's got a beautiful perch. Kelly Bryant and the Clemson offense, beginning from their 45-yard line. C.J. Fuller moves back. He's in the slot. Fires, and it is the fire incomplete. He was hit very quickly by Kane Pass, the linebacker.
Boy, Kane Pass had a rough week last week against North Carolina. Put him in their star, kind of that nickel spot. He is so far playing very, very consistently in coverage.
He made his first start at the end of last season in the bowl loss to LSU. Play action on second down, and they flip it to the tight end, Mylan Richard, who makes the catch, and that is a first down into Louisville territory at the 44.
Well, that is great recognition of Stacy Thomas coming right here, and when he comes, he vacates. A nice little throwing window right there. Soft spot in the zone. They blitz. Thomas. Nice recognition by Kelly Bryant.
Long throw. And from McLeod, he makes a catch, showing some arm strength.
How about that? That's right hash to the boundary, far boundary. That is a long throw and gives you an idea of the arm strength from Kelly Bryant. I mean, you gotta let that ball go.
Your workhorse. These backs all should stay fresh for the kind of rotation Clemson's using. Take it to Fuller. Bryant just tucks it, escapes, and be dragged down at the 14. It'll be third down and short. Stacy Thomas made the tackle.
Watch Richard get behind these linebackers right here. It's going to be a nice play action fake, but watch how he comes off. And this will come with experience. Right there, he's looking that way. It's there for a touchdown. Just doesn't see it. and ends up leaving and being flushed out of the pocket. See, that's an example of just an inexperienced guy. He'll look at that on film. He'll make that throw the next time he's in that position.
Fuller in the slot motions across. Bryant keeping all the way. Is hit hard and driven back and does not get first down yardage. Thomas, the senior leader of that linebacking corps, right there to meet him.
6'1", about 245 pounds out of Miami. The motion comes, he moves. Watch him take his time, and then he times it up perfectly. Watch how he works his way through the traffic. That is a physical tackle by Stacy Thomas.
He's a physical guy that is quick enough to return a pick 61 yards for a touchdown in the win over Purdue. A good athlete in space, too. So Hugill is back. After missing from 42. This is from 31 for the lead. And gets it down and good. So Clemson drives it 41 yards in 8 plays to reclaim the lead.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it limp-worthy.
Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr? Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
You're asking me to choose?
Yes, I'm asking you to choose.
Both of these guys are like my friends. I spend time with
Listen,
both.
they don't say the same about you, believe me.
MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in one moment's time,
have tested positive for the HIV virus.
People run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app. Think there can't be a must-win game in Week 2? Think again.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Monday Night Football, Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
We don't want some of the games. We want all the live games with DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. We don't just want some Dak Prescott. We want all the Dak Prescott.
Switch to DirecTV and get every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is alright with me. Oh, baby, let's stay together.
Cassidy Hubbard with your studio update. And number 12 LSU in some trouble against Mississippi State. Nick Fitzgerald, 45 yards to Keith Mixon. How about some more cowbell? Bulldogs up 27-7 in driving on ESPN. Chris Hervey, back to you.
You had a feeling maybe the Bengals were going to have a little trouble in Starkville, didn't you?
Absolutely. How about that? How about old Nick Fitzgerald? And Dan Mullen finding a way here. LSU's offensive woes continue.
Way to go, but that deficit feels pretty big the way that.
Yeah. Got to get a first down before you can score.
Hugo boots it away. Dawkins at the goal line. targeting. They work near side with Dawkins, and again, that big. Away. He's going to be interesting watching him coach his son. Incomplete. Louisville crowd screaming for a flag as again they try to get the ball to Jalen Smith, but he has the quarterback and the receiver.
I think the way they're trying to defend this offense is they want to see if Lamar Jackson can go to somebody else besides Jalen Smith, make some of these other receivers, the crowd reacting to see the receiver go down while the ball was in the air.
But again, it was Smith running downfield as Jackson was looking for a shorter route. Now off the exit, being pressure. Jackson circles away and fires on the sidelines, incomplete. Tried to get it to Seth Dawkins. It'll be 3rd and 18.
I keep saying he reminds me of Michael Vick. I mean, this is a Michael Vick type of throw. Remember Michael Vick used to just use his wrist and just watch this throw. I mean, he hit him right on the chest, like there was a heat-seeking missile right to his chest.
Jackson says he has improved his release, better footwork. His teammates and coaches all say more accurate, although tonight we haven't seen his best accuracy yet. On 3rd and long from the pocket, he just flips it short, and it's incomplete. Bonifant couldn't come up with it, and 4th down.
But Farrell's trying to catch that ball, but it hit the ground. He tried to intercept it. But again, good job of mixing up their looks. You can see the look on his face, the frustration that Lamar Jackson's dealing with. He's not used to this. I mean, the last thing you can see his head coach talking to him about what are you seeing, what are you looking at, what are you seeing in coverage. I'm not trying to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Brent Venables doing a really good job with his group in this first half of defending last year's Heisman Trophy winner.
Punt by King drives McLeod way back. Over the shoulder catch at the 15. And the coverage team giving chase. And that is a tremendous job of flipping the field position. Ronald Walker, the corner, down there to make the play on special teams after a 58-yard punt. They lose 7 on the return.
Steve Smith Sr., you ready to be a winner? This job ain't easy. Those fans there, they're craving Dr. Pepper. Word is you lost a step.
Who said that?
Not me.
So why repeat it?
Because you just retired. Your name ends in senior.
Done.
Wow. Huh?
Check the replay, Larry. Guacamole?
You were showing amazing potential.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper. Let's go.
Remember that accident I got in with the pole and I had to make a claim and all that? Is that whole thing still dragging on? No, I took some pics with the app and filed a claim. But you know how they send you money to cover repairs and...
It took forever to pay you, right?
No, I got paid right away. But at the very end of it all, my agent wouldn't even call you back, right? No, she called to see if I was happy. But if I wasn't happy with my claim experience, for any reason, they'd give me my money back. No questions asked. Can you believe that? No.
The claim satisfaction guarantee, only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in one moment's time,
I have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app. Sunday Night Baseball. Dodgers Nationals tomorrow at 8 on ESPN. Think there can't be a must-win game in Week 2? Think again.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Monday Night Football. Lions, Giants. Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
Sunday NFL Countdown every week, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. College football playoff on ESPN.
Who's in?
Sometimes the last shot is the only shot you've got. This is the year to chase an NFL dream.
Dr. Pepper championship drive gave it a week, far fewer points than most expected. Kirk, are you concerned that the Bear, Chris Felica, will go tough on us this week in the athletic trivia question? We have nailed the first two within seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably going to stretch out a little bit and take control.
We are going to ask you a little bit more difficult athletic trivia question this evening. What is the largest margin of defeat by a top 3 team in whole history? And I'll tell you why we asked that after this.
Easter with a short gain on first down. Okay, Bear, tell us why.
Last week.
This game a little bit different than the one we saw last year in Louisville between Florida State and the Cardinals when Louisville beat number 2 Florida State by 43. So don't think we're going to get there tonight. So we want to know, what's that biggest margin of defeat for a top 3 team?
So it was worse than 43.
It was worse than 43.
Oh my gosh. Fair. Does it involve the U?
It does not involve the U.
Okay.
We will answer tonight's athletic trivia question right now. You've got to go back to 1945.
See, man.
Number 2 Notre Dame lost to number 1 Army.
I knew he was going to guess. He was going to guess.
It's not even fun when you do 1945.
It's fun for me.
Yeah, he didn't like
First 2 weeks were too easy for you.
Wartime football. 3rd and 2. Bryant takes 3 and does just get the first down. Chucky Williams stopped him. They moved the sticks inside 4.5 before halftime.
I don't think anybody thought that Clemson and Louisville would get together tonight on ABC Saturday primetime, and we'd be sitting here with little under 4.5 minutes to go in the first half, and Clemson's holding on to a 10-7 lead. The punters so far,
At any moment, though, shoot that.
Of course.
For Bryant, who's going to take a downfield shot. McLeod is wide open, collects it, and they will not catch him. Just like that, the Tigers stretch the lead. 79 yards. That's what we expected.
That's what we expected. Outstanding throw. Great route. Sometimes that's the toughest ball to catch for a wide receiver. Everybody in the stadium's watching the ball as it's slowly coming down to Ray McLeod. And everyone from Clemson saying, just don't drop it. Walk to the end zone. And he secures it and does walk to the end zone.
4 plays, 90 yards in a minute 25. And the extra point is no good. Blocked there, so the lead is still 9. There's a flag down. Now the guy who was toasted is a converted wide receiver, Cornelius Sturgill, the defensive back for the Cardinals on that touchdown.
Kicking team, number 90. The point was no good.
Can't wait for the climb. Love how they move again. Been doing this little fake here, then move the launch point, but it's a double move this time by Ray McLeod that catches Sturgill off guard. See it in the backdrop there. He has his eyes in the backfield instead of on the receiver. Watch out here. A little move, hesitation, and goes right by him. Now Sturgill, as Chris just said, he hadn't been playing a lot of football. He missed last week, missed all of last year. But he did the ultimate no-no, and that's look into the backfield and lose perspective of where the wide receiver is. An outstanding route, a little shake to the outside, stutter, and went right by him.
Sturgill's a speedster, but you can't spot him without a 30-yard head start and catch him. Billy Bryant, a big play. Clemson now touches the lead to 9. Credit Trevon Young for getting his hand on the PAT for Louisville. And it'll be a touchback. Talking about the comparisons of this man to Michael Vick in the late 90s.
Yeah, last year I just said how twitchy he is, how he does that. He just moves. I'm not talking Michael Vick in the NFL. Michael Vick in Blacksburg. Some of the things that he used to do, we just used to sit there and marvel at his big playability. And now we're doing it with number 8, Lamar Jackson. And they actually throw the ball the same way, too. It's not just their creativity in the open field.
That release is similar, you think?
Yeah, it's just they snap it.
Malik Williams has it, and has a little crease and a nice run out to the 40-yard line. So Williams showing that he can be that running game complement to the quarterback.
This is a great play because it's designed. It looks, the defense is thinking it's going to go to the left, and it's designed to cut back, to fool the defense's eyes. You see the two blockers going around with Lamar Jackson. The defense is thinking we got to move that way, and then they designed to cut back the other way.
Play action, and Jackson drops back on first down. He's going to take a downfield shot, but threw it into double coverage and no chance to make a play. Again, trying to find Jalen Smith, but the Tigers are paying a lot of attention to number 9 tonight.
The only one reception for 15 yards. They have others that can step up. Dez Fitzpatrick, 87, is a freshman out of Michigan who has great hands. They think he can make plays. Seth Dawkins, but a big part of what Clemson wanted to do is make them find other receivers besides big number 9.
The second down throw again behind the receiver. And Jackson again pointing to Trayvon Samuel, some confusion with the receiving corps and the quarterback tonight, just not clicking at all.
You're just not used to seeing Lamar Jackson with that facial expression, and it's not just what the defense is doing; it's what the defense is doing in confused receivers.
Last 5 on third. Jalen Williams, the linebacker, dropping in coverage. It's fourth down.
It doesn't come back to the ball. Louisville defense. Clemson gets the ball to start the second half. Dabo Swinney would love to get even a field goal, any kind of points, come back out to start the third quarter after deferring and winning the toss, deferring to the second half, get the ball to start that second half. Big for Louisville's defense.
He's thinking if we could start clicking on offense, the next time Jackson touches the ball, they could be down 30-7. Louisville defense has other ideas as Deion Kane, his swarm, manages to stay alive. It'll be knocked down at the 17 by Greenard, has been the star of that Louisville defense in the first half.
Every time they throw back into the boundary, I just can't help but think not just to Mike Williams, who last year was just such a great player and great weapon, but Martavius Bryant, who played back into that boundary, DeAndre Hopkins, who was a great player back into that boundary. They've had some legendary receivers, and again, baton handed to Deion Kane, playing that role now.
Off inside. Here's a short game by Feaster. Martavis Bryant, the cousin of Kelly Bryant. That's one of the big reasons. Kelly told me why he came to Clemson. He grew up in the state, but he wasn't a big Clemson fan. And once Martavis went here, he became aware of the program. Choice in the game. It's 3rd and 10.
If Louisville brings pressure here, had some success on 3rd down at tightening up coverage and saving their blitzes just for 3rd down.
Motion to tight end across. Bryant on the run, delivers. Bobbled, caught by McLeod right near the marker. The spot will decide it here. Going to place it down just short of the 30.
You and I and everybody else thinking 3rd down. Louisville's going to use that timeout.
Yeah, he's short of the marker.
Yeah. Everybody thinking that Hunter Renfrow is going to probably get the ball on 3rd down. He comes off of Renfrow, goes back to the inside. The Ray McLeod does a really good job of catching that football.
And that's another one that they'll perhaps take a look at. The ball was reached across the 30.
It looked like a first down. He did a good job before his knee touched at extending his right arm with the ball. I think that's going to be another spot that they're going to have to turn over and give them that half yard.
This is the 4th spot they've potentially looked at, Dave, already in the first half here, and there have been changes every time. And the look.
It's all about the ball here, Dave. Watch his right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's the first down.
Take a look at that now. You're right. That ball gets reached over. It's the same as breaking the plane of the goal line. All he has to do is break the plane of that first down marker with any part of the ball. That's a first down.
Yeah.
Now they'll stop it and take a look at it. To me, this is a big overturn. If Clemson keeps the football here, minute 29.
3 timeouts.
Ray said, I had it all.
I'll tell you, Ray McLeod and Deion Kane have been asked to take their game to another level. With Mike Williams moving on, Jordan Leggett moving on, it's up to them not just to be 5-star recruits who come in and complement the stars. It's now their turn. And to become that guy, it takes maturity and growth and consistency and be a great practice player. And they've seen that from both of those guys.
McLeod, more of a jet sweep, underneath route kind of guy last year. Counted on to be a deep threat. We saw him catch the long pass, and he bounced back. He had a fumble in the Auburn game that could have been extremely costly. He bounced back, made some big plays after that fumble. So that's that maturity.
When the runner's knee was down, the ball was at the 30 and 1/2 yard line. That results in a first down. Louisville will not be charged with a timeout. Louisville will not be charged with a timeout.
It's not that big a deal, but as you said, Clemson having a 3 is a big deal.
I admire the stoic approach from the official because he's getting an earful from a very scary man right now. Bobby Petrino.
That's a Dave assignment.
I don't know how you guys do that down there. When those coaches look like that, I'm getting nervous. Woo! Look at him.
Stoic is the right word.
Look at him.
His face matches his shirt in the same color.
You can't misquote silence.
Look, he's still good. Come on, Dave. He's still getting on him.
He sure as heck is.
He knows the importance of this series. He knows the importance of Clemson keeping the football.
Are you taught just to ignore it? Just keep looking straight?
Exactly.
He's doing a good job.
And now a flag as Louisville jumped offside, so he'll go downfield to Kane and a free play. Working free, and it is incomplete. Chucky Williams defending, but Louisville invaded the neutral zone.
You're exactly right. When you jump, it's a free play. Take a shot downfield to your guy. Let him try to come up with a big play.
Bryant looking, as the Clemson coaches hoped and expected he would be, pretty darn poised, given the fact that this is his first road start and his third career start.
Yeah, he recognizes Famarua, gets into the neutral zone. They're not going to stop the play. He's just going to say, hey, it's a free play. We're going to get, at the very worst case, 5 yards, take a shot. Kane almost comes up with a play.
So while Jackson has missed his last 6, Bryant has made now, 6 in a row until that drop. That was an easy one off the hand. Kane.
On his follow-through that time, he actually hit the running back. Feaster, watch his follow-through. Watch his left foot slowly here. See him step on Feaster? The ball actually got out to Kane. He almost had a chance to get to completion, but his left foot just steps on the back of the foot and back of the leg there, Tavian Feaster.
They give it to Feaster, and on second down, he bursts free for a first down, hammers into Louisville territory as we approach a minute before halftime.
Love that call. Louisville sitting back, worried about the pass. You got a guy like Feaster back. There, he can pick up yards in a hurry across midfield.
Bryant, sideline route. Catch made by Kane, who steps out inside the 40. 55 seconds before the BMW halftime report. Kevin Nagandi, Mac Brown, and Booger McFarland.
Two fouls on the play, one on each team. Offside defense, number 90. Personal foul, face mask, number 80. Those fouls will offset. We'll replay the down.
So it would have been a free play with the offside 8-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, here's the offsides by Hearns. Actually, the guy that's blocking him is right there. Richard said that he grabbed a face mask. Louisville catches a break. Why don't we take another peek at that?
Hearns was going down. And Richard briefly got his hand on the face mask.
By the way, another double move that caught that Louisville defense.
Bryant with a keeper. Accelerates down near the 30. Another look at that double penalty here.
Let's see if Richard grabs him right here. See if he grabs the face mask.
Yeah, he's got the left hand in there.
Maybe. The double moves are really affecting and causing issues to the Louisville secondary.
Not having Jair Alexander, Kirk, the guy who made a massive impact in this game a year ago, it's obviously affecting that secondary tonight.
Boom, and down the sideline. Last time it was Sturchill, and this time it's Ronald Walker. And you're right, you take away Alexander, one of the top cover guys in the country, and a guy that you and I last year watched against this offense with Deshaun Watson. The 2 interceptions, the forced fumble, had a coming out party.
And there he is. It's a knee bruise. He's a returner, a dangerous returner as well, and had a knee bruise in the opening game against Purdue. Just unable to deal with that pain and go tonight. 2nd and 4, 43 seconds. Tigers still with 2 timeouts. Bryant looks far side, and the Clouds got it. Now incomplete. Jermaine Washington did a good job that time. 3rd down.
A great reaction. Did not hesitate at all. Great close. shooting speed that time by Washington.
Very much fringe field goal range for Hugel at this point. They need 4. Cardinals bring pressure. Incomplete. Broken up, looking for Deion Kane. That was Chucky Williams, that experienced safety, who makes a big play. And now, decision here. Hugel's going to come out.
Chris, you think he's on this guy who's going to, the tight end who's going to recharge, who's going to go out to the outside? Watch him come off Richard and then get in and affect Kane. Nice job of playing zone. Look at the quarterback. Break on the ball.
This would be a new career long for Hugel. A 49-yard attempt to stretch the lead to 12. Drives it low and knocks it through. So Hugel shows the range, and Clemson adds to the lead here. It's a dozen. And they will get the football again to begin the second half. Next week on Saturday Night Football, presented by Wells Fargo, Iowa City is the scene as number 5 Penn State takes on the Hawkeyes. Conference game beginning at 7:30 Eastern time, so earlier start times for Big Ten games this year, also on the ESPN app. And we saw Michigan go to Iowa City and get caught in an upset trap a year ago. Now you got Saquon Barkley and the Lions rolling, but Iowa always dangerous at home.
Always. I mean, you can go back over the years and think about some of the upsets in Kinnick Stadium. Always fun to go in there at night. You and I had a big upset last year when Michigan went in there and lost, as you said. So and it's great to see those games in September instead of October and November. This has been an interesting game so far. 19-7. And Lamar Jackson, only 6 of 18 for 61 yards through the air. He's had more success on the ground than he has through the air. Just not on the same page with those young receivers.
Let's get 28 seconds. Houston game late in the year when the Cougars defense frustrated him and pursued him. Certainly not what Lamar expected. He knew Clemson's defense was good, healthy respect, but I think he felt like he and his receiving corps had really clicked well in the offseason and in the first couple of games. So far, not tonight.
No, and Brent Venables has tried to force his hand to make him go to some other targets besides his favorite target, Jalen Smith. The other thing that Brent Venables has to be excited about, they've defended 30 snaps. 30.
Yeah. This defense, which is not as deep as last year's, focused on avoiding what happened when they faced 99 snaps a year ago. And that'll be the second sack for this Clemson defense as Dexter Lawrence slams down Jackson on the final play of a first half that has been largely controlled by visitors' defense. Jackson, a frustrating first 30 minutes as Clemson leads at 19-7. The BMW halftime report right after these messages.
Steve Smith Sr., you ready to be a winner? This job ain't easy. Those fans there, they're craving Dr. Pepper. Word is you lost a step.
Who said that?
Not me.
So why repeat it?
Because you just retired. Your name ends in senior.
Done.
Wow.
Huh? Check the replay, Larry. Guacamole?
You were showing amazing potential.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper here. Let's go.
No one knows where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles,
and as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers, Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and in one moment's time,
have tested positive for the HIV virus.
People run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Sunday NFL Countdown, today, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Sometimes the last shot is the only shot you've got. This is the year to chase an NFL dream.
Welcome to the BMW Halftime Report.
First start on the road, and the freshman looks pretty good. Kelly Bryant finding a wide-open Ray McLeod, 79-yard hookup, and Clemson in control on the road at Louisville, 19-7. The Tigers get the ball to start the third quarter. Deshaun Watson might be the next Deshaun Watson. When Deshaun responded, he'll be better than me. What do you think of that?
You got to love that.
Saying a lot.
You got to love that. Well, tonight he looks that way. I mean, he's throwing the football well. He's running the ball. He's managing the offense. And so I understand why people see that.
Yeah, it's a nice response. He got a long way to go to be better than Deshaun Watson. I just saw him nearly beat Alabama 2 years in a row, but definitely beat him that last.
Well, the moment doesn't seem bigger for a guy like Kelly Bryant. Right now, though, Lamar Jackson looks frustrated. That's something we don't often see.
Well, he's struggling. He's 8 for 20 as a passer. Their best drive of the football game was when Lamar was using his legs, running the zone read. I know he's gotten better at a passer, but he's not going to beat you from the pocket. He looks very uncomfortable. Kirk talked about the look on his face. He looked mesmerized. He has to run the football in order for Louisville to move it.
And Clemson's keeping him in the pocket.
Yes.
And he's getting frustrated because he's used to just going out there and running around, making his plays. And also, Clemson's 6 of 12 on third down. Louisville's 0 for 6. They can't stay on the field.
Guys, you guys ready for the best finish of the day? Let's go to the Swamp, all right? Florida hosting Tennessee. Both teams, decals for the state of Florida in support for Hurricane Irma. Combined 9 points by both teams after 3 quarters. Then things opened up. Fourth quarter, Tennessee down by 10. Quentin Dormady to Ethan Wolf, 28-yard touchdown.
Nice throw. I wonder where that was in the first half, though.
Yeah, we were all saying what's going on. Felipe Franks, the freshman, pass, tip drill. Tennessee wins. They take over. 4th and goal from the 10. And what are you going to do, Tennessee? On the road, under a minute to go. Go for the field goal. We're tied at 20. We're thinking overtime here, guys, right?
Well, we are, but we got a freshman quarterback, so you going to turn him loose?
Yeah, we'll see. From the 37-yard line 2 years ago, Florida beat Tennessee at the Swamp on a 63-yard touchdown pass to Antonio Callaway. He's suspended. Tyree Cleveland was not. Another 63-yarder.
Bad defensive call. I was always talking about Monty Kiffin. On a Hail Mary, you put all your defenders back on the goal line. You don't retreat. You look at your man. You don't look for the ball. This is a bad defensive call by Shoop and Butch Jones. You should have your defenders back, and Florida made them pay.
Well, and you sure got to grab him, hold him, tackle him, because the game's over and they get one Hail Mary, you bat it down.
Florida wins with that Hail Mary right there. That's incredible, considering that we saw only 9 points the first 3 quarters, then 37 points in the final 15 minutes from both these teams. A huge win for Jim McElwain, first of the season here, especially for his freshman quarterback. And Alabama, #1 team in the land. They have been fantastic, of course, quietly getting it done against unranked teams throughout the Nick Saban era. They've won 66 straight games against unranked teams and handling their business, and it's because of Jalen Hurts. On the ground, Hurts, the last time we saw him on the ground, over 100 yards so far on this one, over 350 total yards here against Colorado State, and Alabama in cruise control at this point. I want to talk to you, and this may hurt Booger when I bring this up, what we're seeing in Stark Vegas.
It hurt.
Because we're watching this game, Mississippi State 37-7 against LSU. What is going on with the Tigers offense?
You're seeing a young, undisciplined football team that's quitting in the fourth quarter, okay? We knew the LSU football team was going to be young. But let's be honest, they're a more talented football team than Mississippi State. But on the road tonight, they're not playing like it. LSU has had a problem with penalties all year. That starts with the head coach. Now, the offense, we can go to Matt Canada. But the undisciplined team has to start with Coach Orgeron, and it's showing tonight. Mississippi State has been waiting on this game since the spring when I was there. I knew they were walking into a hornet's nest. Evidently, LSU didn't.
You were nervous.
Starkville's a hard place for us.
It is.
Yeah. Traditionally, 3 of the last 4 games have come down to it. But everybody talked about Les is gone. We're going to have a new offense. We're going to throw it all over the place. 5 for 14 for 40 yards.
Penalties were the issue, too, for LSU.
Look at all them stats over there.
Hey, as promised, there is Jalen Hurts, guys. And Jalen Hurts, I mentioned what he did with his legs. How about in the air? And when you find your best player on the field, Calvin Ridley, goodbye.
No doubt. Best wide receiver in the country. Nobody knows about him, though, just because they don't throw the football enough.
But this is a money game. Colorado State wants to stay healthy, get that money, go home.
78 yards there for the touchdown. Alabama in control. How about the rematch of the 2006 Rose Bowl? One of the greatest games. Texas beating USC for the championship. How about Ronald Jones stuffed at the goal line? The physical play from SC, we didn't see it there, Mac.
Well, a lot of people talked about how soft the Texas defense has been. Those guys have stepped up tonight. They've stopped them on 2 fourth downs. So they're really doing a good job. I'm not sure that SC wasn't still thinking about how good we played against Stanford, how physical we were, and sometimes you lose your edge.
So the defense stops Jones, but the very next play, the true freshman Sam Ehlinger is picked off. But right now, USC up just 7-0. And you called it. You called it early this morning. You thought this was going to be a very tight game and close throughout.
Yeah, and you all laughed at me. Really? No, you did. You said you didn't even acknowledge what I was saying. I said, guys, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you.
Okay.
No. Yeah, you talk, man.
I heard bring that ring around.
Right, exactly.
We know about that Texas match against USC.
I heard you.
You're seeing a Texas school that has a lot of pride. We know they have talent, but now they're playing with a little poise. That goal line stand gave them a lot of momentum, and they're playing off it right now.
Yeah, you got to get a great start against a team like Texas is talented without much confidence, and USC didn't do that.
We listened to you. We listened.
You really did. No, you really did.
Ahead, much more. Mason Rudolph, hey, bringing back that Heisman conversation.
The BMW Halftime Report is brought to you by BMW. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
Sunday Night Baseball. Dodgers Nationals tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in 1 moment's time,
I have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Sunday NFL Countdown every week, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Monday Night Football.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
The big game, huh? Boy, I wish your mom was here. Instead of over there.
I ain't afraid to say it, girl, blue. I'll kick it.
She needs this, kids. Mom needs this.
Stop! Just get it done!
Reliving the glory days isn't always rewarding, but Hotels.com is. Unlock instant savings now and earn free nights to use later. Hotels.com.
This is the BMW Halftime Report.
wait for that in Manhattan. In Memphis today, UCLA, the early start. How about 9 a.m. for them, the kids in L.A., 11 a.m. local time. And Josh Rosen down by 10. We're expecting that second half magic against Memphis. Has the touchdown there. And then in the fourth quarter, he finds Austin Roberts. Fourth touchdown pass of the game. UCLA up by 4.
Love that throw. That's an NFL seam route with the tight end running up the seam. On time, delivery, touchdown.
NFL throws. We saw a few of them from Riley Ferguson, right, Matt?
Yeah, I really like this kid. He Tennessee transfer, went to junior college, came in 6 TD passes today.
Yeah, 398 in the air. And then the Les Miles book of trickeration.
We were looking for Les, and we found him in Memphis.
And it didn't work. It did not work. UCLA takes over, and you're thinking, uh-oh, is Memphis going to blow this? But Rosen, incomplete right there. Great defense. He threw the ball 56 times in a losing effort, 4 touchdowns. Memphis pulls off the upset. Celebrate, fellas, 48-45. Speaking of upsets, we got another one. Nebraska paid Northern Illinois $820,000 to play in Lincoln, and, well, they kept on giving. Tanner Lee, pick 6. It's Shawan Lurie, 87 yards the other way.
And if you're Tanner Lee, you're in the scoring territory. You have to be more careful with the football. He was very careless with the ball all day.
Later in the first, deja vu all over
just
again.
Eat it, Tanner. Just eat it. Take the sack.
And then you can't call plays because you don't trust him.
Wow, Northern Illinois winning. First loss to a MAC team for Nebraska. Let's take a look at the BMW Ultimate Performance nominee from Oklahoma State's Mason Rudolph, leading his team to a 59-21 win at Pitt after setting a school record with 540 yards in the air last year against Pitt. Rudolph today 497 and 5 scores, and he spread it around. 4 Cowboys had over 100 receiving yards apiece. More after this.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
We don't want some of the games. We want all the live games with DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. We don't just want some Dak Prescott. We want all the Dak Prescott.
Switch to DirecTV and get every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
Welcome to another edition of Between Two Rexes. My guest today is Sam Ponder. As the new host of Sunday NFL Countdown,
Rex.
I'd like to welcome you, Sam.
No, you know I'm the host, right? They didn't tell you? Yeah, I'm the host.
Are you on every show?
I mean, as of now, yes, but the way this is going, probably not.
I can't wait for you to be the host.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It'll be super.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. When every game matters. And every goal can make the difference. When a win takes you one step closer to glory. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Think there can't be a must-win game in Week 2? Think again.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Overreaction is this town's specialty, and there are huge expectations for Eli and Big Blue this season.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
Stafford and the Lions are facing a focused team, ready to bounce back and prove they belong at the top of the NFC. Monday Night Football, Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
The BMW Halftime Report is brought to you by BMW. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
I'm Stan Verrett with the SportsCenter Right Now update. After that 11-game losing streak, the Dodgers look like they're back on track. The Dodgers looking for a 4th straight win in D.C. today to face the Nationals. Top of the second, no score. Cody Bellinger going long off 8 guys, the National League rookie Robinson. The Dodgers Games ahead of the Nationals for home field throughout the National League playoffs. FedEx Cup playoffs. Mark Leishman is the leader at the BMW Championship. Conway Farms.
Fuck him up. He was showing amazing potential.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper. Let's go.
Remember that accident I got in with the pole and I had to make a claim and all that? Is that whole thing still dragging on? No, I took some pics with the app and filed a claim. But you know how they send you money to cover repairs and...
It took forever to pay you, right?
No, I got paid right away. But at the very end of it all, my agent wouldn't even call you back, right? No, she called to see if I was happy. But if I wasn't happy with my claim experience, for any reason, they'd give me my money back. No questions asked. Can you believe that? No.
The claim satisfaction guaranteed. Switch off.
That we are who we say we are.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
You know me from Rocky V. In real life, I'm Tommy the Duke Morrison.
He had a style that people loved. You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in one moment's time,
I have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you. How do you cope with that?
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film presented by Mini. Tommy, streaming exclusively on the ESPN app.
We're back. Saturday Night Football, presented by Wells Fargo and the station of the ACC. First half in which Clemson held the football more than double the time of Louisville, outgained them by 180 yards. They lead at 19-7. Clemson would get the football to begin the third quarter. Clemson Creaky to boot it away. Doesn't often reach the end zone, but he does this time. Now, Kirk, Brent Venables, the defensive coordinator for Clemson, told us how much stress Lamar Jackson creates, how stressful it is to defend him. I think they've turned the tables. Jackson looks very stressed out of what we've seen so far tonight.
No doubt about it. The only way they were really able to get him going was the running game. And that was their one touchdown drive. They started to get him out on the perimeter. But look, it's kind of like the roles have been reversed. 52 snaps for Clemson in the first half. Remember, last year it was Clemson's defense that got fatigued in that second half. See, in my opinion, if Louisville's going to come back and compete in this game, this drive is huge. Not just to get Clemson off the field, get the crowd back in the game.
There's a first down handoff by C.J. Fuller. It was a 26-zip Louisville run to turn things around. It doesn't seem likely based on what we've seen so far. Let's go to Maria Taylor.
You're right, Chris. And right now, Dabo Swinney is very happy with the performance that his team has put out on the field so far. And he said that Kelly Bryant has to just continue to stay poised and not try to do too much. He did say that his defense cannot get lulled to sleep at this point because Lamar Jackson is likely to make the scoreboard twinkle. So that's one thing that they're focused on, making sure that they stay with their assignments.
The second down throw, and the catch is made on the far side by DeAndre Overton. The sophomore has shoved that about.
What about Deion and Hunter Rippett? You want to take a look at young Overton, who just made the catch. T. Higgins, we've seen a little bit tonight, and Amari Rogers.
Amari Rogers is the son of T. Martin, former Tennessee quarterback, now at USC. First down, Bryant wants to get it to Fuller out of the backfield, and Fuller has a crease and knocked down at the Louisville 44. Another first down.
Nice job of leading him and throwing over the defender, but in front of his running back. A little swing pass. Watch the defender on the blitz, goes over him and throws it accurately in front of him, and allows Fuller to make the catch and not miss a stride and makes it easy to get upfield.
You said it, unless the Louisville defense can rise up here, it's going to be a 3-score game before Jackson gets the ball back. Up the middle, Feaster showing that power. And they are just getting chunks of yards now against that interior line.
Here's the problem, because you know what was reiterated to the Clemson team at halftime? Go and kill the will. They're standing, they're ready to fall. If we can score, we think they could shut it down. And Lamar Jackson admitted publicly that the last 3 games at the end of the last year, they quit.
Pressured again, hit, and sacked. And Louisville's defense does rise up a big play.
They came after him with the blitz. Good job of avoiding the pressure here, Chris. Blitz is going to come here. Watch the back who tries to be able to pick him up. Misses, just a whiff. Shot by Iakpo. Right over top of the pack. Big stop. Talked about, is Louisville going to get a stop? Just did.
So 4th and 15. Spires try to once again give Louisville. And this one is going to bounce into the end zone. That makes Devo hot. Punter doesn't give the coverage team a chance.
It's true. Fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever. So I've assembled a team. They're not exactly five-stars, but they've got spirit. We'll be at tailgates, the cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere. And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, help! Here's the boys' medium.
That'll work. Remember that accident I got in with the pole and I had to make a claim and all that? Is that whole thing still dragging on? No, I took some pics with the app and filed a claim. But you know how they send you money to cover repairs and...
It took forever to pay you, right?
No, I got paid right away. But at the very end of it all, my agent wouldn't even call you back, right? No, she called to see if I was happy. For any reason, they'd give me... Can you believe that? No.
The claim satisfaction guarantee, only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film, Tommy, stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the series.
Dodgers Nationals tomorrow at 8 on ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN app. Presented by Taco Bell.
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. When every game matters. And every goal counts. When a win takes you one step closer to glory. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr? Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
You're asking me to choose?
Yes, I'm asking you to choose.
Both of these guys are like my friends. I spend time with
Listen,
both.
they don't say the same about you, believe me.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a playoff on ESPN.
the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
On the sack there, the Cardinals pass rusher, Trevon Young, landed on Bryant. Keep an eye on his left hand. Kind of got crushed there. They're working on that over on the Tiger sidelines as Jackson and Louisville take over. Louisville just desperate to have some third and longs, which killed him in the first 30 minutes.
I'm coming, hold up. Get out, man. Like I'm trying to charge my phone, man.
Gave the thumbs up and said he's good. And his teammates have told me that he's the kind of guy that goes into the huddle and makes everyone laugh. That he likes to play with a light heart. So all that frustration that we saw could have been holding him back as well. Trying to turn a new leaf here in the second half.
They were just desperate to convert a third down here. 0 for 6 tonight. There's a pitch and catch. And finally, Jalen Smith does get involved. Good throw there. And much needed. They just have been able to get no rhythm going on. Own blitz.
You know, where's your charger at? Where's your charger at? Hey, I'm at play. I'm just looking for the charger. Why you be taking my charger? I'm just looking for the charger. Where's the charger at? Where's your charger at, dude? Your charger's in the hood. I can use it. Where? The one. I said, go fix my car. Come fix it. Come over. What?
Fooled in coverage. Daniel.
The dude who strong, bench presses 400, and he can cover just about anybody out there on the football field. So Clemson's defense and the Heisman winner in a deep.
Steve Smith Sr., you ready to be a winner? This job ain't easy. Those fans...
So Clemson's first takeaway of the season, a 44-yard pick six by Dorian O'Daniel, makes the lead 19 here, midway third quarter. Defense that's always prided itself on takeaways. They wait till the second half of the third game to get one, but it is a big one by O'Daniel. He's the only guy that on this Clemson defense, they say they can cover Renfro reliably in practice. That's how good he is at 240.
He is such an athlete. You mentioned his strength, but this time he's a magician who fools the quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He looks like his body language. Doesn't it look like he's going to go into the flat? It should be an open receiver. And at the last second, he sinks. He baited him, and then he takes off and takes it to the house. Watch Lamar Jackson right there at the top in frustration. Just lays out Chad Smith, the backup middle linebacker.
Frustration has been the theme of the night for Jackson. How big was the chop block? It cost them 60 yards in field position.
It was a 15-yard line. In a play and a block, it was irrelevant.
Jackson goes into traffic again. You can see the zip on that. Frustration is still very much present in his game right now.
Well, now he's really got to be careful because he just completely stared down his receiver, stared him down, telegraphed the throw, and almost threw another interception, that time to Kendall Joseph. Just read his eyes, moved him exactly where he needed to be, and almost came up with a pick.
Maria talked about him playing with a lightness. That's true, but he is as competitive as they come. He is seething right now at the way that he's playing and this offense is playing. Bonifant with a run there sets up a third and short.
The other thing not to forget for people watching is you're talking about two on this side of the ball. When Bobby Petrino is trying to go into this game and trying to figure out what's going to work against Brent Venables, you're talking about two of the better masterminds, one on offense and one on defense, going head to head here. And right now Brent Venables clearly having the upper hand.
Jackson from the pocket, trying to escape, and by hesitating, cost himself a chance to get first down yardage. It's a 1-yard loss, so it'll be a sack. Trey Lamar was there.
That is completely a coverage sack. He's going to look off to his right, but watch the coverage. Where are you going to go with the football when you have this kind of coverage? Nobody has any separation, and as athletic as he is, when you're looking out, you don't see anybody open, and they are keeping you kind of collapsing that pocket on top of you. Even Lamar Jackson can't get away from that.
Hoping to stage a comeback, and instead has been a disastrous third quarter for Louisville. Renfro just gets away from it, and the ball will bounce dead at
It's working. He's working. It's a commercial. ¿Qué comercial, hombre? No.
Clemson 34. Tigers back to work, up 26-7.
The big game, huh? Boy, I wish your mom was here. Instead of over there.
I ain't afraid to say it, girl, blue. I'll kick it.
She needs this, kids. Mom needs this.
Stop! Just get it done!
Reliving the glory days isn't always rewarding, but Hotels.com is. Unlock instant savings now and earn free nights to use later. Hotels.com.
As we proceed to give you what you need, I'm talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and the hoax and the hack on his Instagram account. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I want to be the heir to the throne. That boy can have his own money.
Dodgers Nationals tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr? Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
You're asking me to choose?
Yes, I'm asking you to choose.
Both of these guys are like my friends. I spend time with.
Listen, they don't say the same about you. Believe me.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film, Tommy, streaming exclusively on the ESPN app.
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. When every game matters. And every goal can make the difference. When a win takes you one step closer to glory. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Monday Night Football.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN.
Who's in?
Exceptional lease and finance offers today.
College game day going to Times Square next Saturday morning, and don't you worry, there are plenty of college football fans in New York City from everywhere, including Clemson. This is the Clemson Bar, the Liberty, and they're in Midtown Manhattan. That's the watch party, and they're having a good time in New York, and there'll be fans from all over the place around your set next Saturday.
We can't wait to go into New York City, celebrate fans like this in a city that maybe don't always get a chance to come back and see their team, but they all watch their team at their bar. It's pretty cool.
people think that it's not followed in the city. There are 13,000 Michigan alums there. There are alums from all the major state schools in the city.
I don't think people realize that Michigan has a bar, and Texas has a bar, and Louisville has a bar, and Clemson. And on Saturday, they all go down there, and the fight song's playing in their spot, and they do it every Saturday. It's really cool.
The Clemson bar is louder than the Louisville bar. Right
Yeah, right now.
See if the Tigers can just pound away on the ground. That's Feaster as they try to work on the clock here. And keep that Louisville offense, Kirk, off the field. Just 39 snaps for Jackson and company so far.
Yeah, it's just been a rough night for their offense. Keeps talking about Tavian Feaster. Just looks like he's taken more and more command of that position. They started the year with Fuller and Choice and Feaster. ETN, the freshman, will get his looks, but man, I like the looks of Feaster, 28.
Bryant from the pocket, pressured and hit. And that Louisville pass rush beginning to oppose itself. James Hearns came around the blind side.
And they've moved around some linemen up front. And Taylor Hearns, usually the left guard. Right now he's playing left tackle with John Simpson in at left guard. That's a different deal. Hearn has really come on as a guard. Played last year, kind of taking his game to another level at that left guard spot, but they're mixing and matching some people, and he's in there for Mitch Hyatt. That time, Hearns went right around him with quickness.
His first sack of the season. That's up a 2nd and 17. Bryant running all the way. Hearns about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and long.
With their heavy look, it's pretty predictable. Right now, it's a different mindset for Clemson and how they're trying to move the football. They're willing to work that clock a little bit more than maybe they were earlier. One thing you've not seen from Kelly Bryant tonight, which is a great strength of his, is some big runs. Been, for the most part, held in check. 16 carries, only 24 yards. That includes the sacks, of course.
See what they call him 3rd and long. With a big lead from the pocket. Over the middle. Renfro makes the catch. They promised they were not going to be bashful, no hesitation. They're going to let this guy go tonight on the road, and they have.
They sure have. Watch him work just behind. 3rd down, he's going to get the football. Scouting report for future opponents. 13 in white, pretty good on 3rd down. Just has
it about him.
No doubt. Has a knack, whether it's man or zone. That time zone. And how about the throw by Kelly Bryant?
This is Feaster inside, bursting free. Tavian Feaster in the clear. And a saving tackle made just short of the end zone by Ronald Walker.
There's nothing worse when you're down 26-7 than allowing a big 3rd down conversion. You come right back on the very next play. You start to attack the will that much more. Great blocks up front. Built that wall, and he found that crease. Nice run by Feaster.
Test the middle again. Feaster breaking free, hammering away at the will further of that Louisville defense.
The most obvious spot that in my opinion, I don't know how you guys feel, when a team's getting beaten like this, when their will starts to kind of fade, it's the tackling. You just don't have that same desire. The arm tackles aren't quite as fierce, and the team on the other side is trying to bury you, and that's what Clemson's trying to do right now.
They got Fuller fresh back in for Feaster, and he barges forward and stretches, stopped a yard short of the goal line.
Kind of their power back when they get down inside that 10-yard line. Guy's been around, knows his system.
Tigers knocking again. Bryant feeds Fuller, who's stacked up for no gain. 2nd and goal now. Stacey Thomas showed some desire in that tackle.
Absolutely. Love to see that. The leader of that defense. He stepped up there into that hole and met Fuller. You run Bryant here.
2 tight end look. Whatever they do, it's probably going to work. Oh, no, Fuller stacked up again. They hand it off, and no stop. Nice job by Asian Richardson and Kane Pass.
Boy, Kane Pass shot through there. Actually, he's had a pretty good night tonight. He timed that up perfectly. Went right in front of Richard, the tight end.
If he knocked Clemson back a bit, it's going to be a yard and a half away on third down. Fuller still in the game. There's a quarterback keeper, and he scores standing up as the Tigers hammer away at the Louisville defense and perhaps hammer a nail in the coffin.
That's the play I thought we might see in the previous down. Got the jet sweep going left to right, the motion that affects you, and he's able to come here and just find that. Watch how this opens up. 80 pulling around, tight end.
Anybody could have got through that hole.
Oh yeah, but it's because of different looks that those linebackers, they see a guy in motion, got a guard pulling around, the H-back's pulling around. By the time you realize what's happened, the quarterback's in the end zone.
He's run for two and thrown for one.
Take off, Chris. Go ahead here. You'll see him roll to the right. Once you see him out of the pocket, watch in the background how the receivers, instead of recognizing and working with him, it was actually a previous play, instead of working with him, they're running in the other direction towards the middle of the field.
2nd and 9. There's a hand up inside to Bonifon.
And up goes to number 7, Reggie Bonifon.
Closing in on the final minute of the third quarter. It's been all Clemson here. 14-zip edge in this third quarter and a 26-zip run. That's what Louisville did to them a year ago to claim the lead before the Tigers rallied 8 down in the fourth quarter. Need 3 to keep the drive going. Bonifon was hammered to midfield. It'll be right near the marker. Spot him a little bit short. Kendall Joseph in on the stop. It will be 4th down. I figure like Petrino's got to go for this. Can't afford to give the ball away here at this point. Don't have to run a play before the end of the quarter and see if they choose to. Jackson under center. He's got the ball, flips it short, complete, and a first down. So they choose to throw to Smith for the first down. What will be the final play of the third quarter. Defending national champions going on the road and beating down the Cardinals. Back up for your local ABC station.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's beef with the other guys. While they thaw out, Wendy's goes all out, serving fresh beef for nearly 50 years, which is why true hamburger fans side with the official hamburger of the NCAA.
No one knows where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Sunday NFL Countdown, today, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in one moment's time,
have tested positive for the HIV virus.
People run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN.
We want Falcons in New York. Jets in LA. We're Buccaneers at a quaint little New England bed and breakfast.
Can you please pass the marmalade, Charlie?
Switch to DirecTV and watch all the teams no matter where you live with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Wise man, is this Capital One CreditWise app really free for everyone?
CreditWise is free, like water. Unless it's bottled. Then it's like, why am I paying for water? It should be free.
So the app is really
free for everyone, including you, Rob.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have Hollywood's hottest actor tell you it's great. Because the only thing that will make you believe is trying it yourself.
When you look at the Mercedes-Benz GLC, with its high-tech cameras and radar, contemporary cockpit, 360-degree network of driver assist technologies, and sporty performance, what's most impressive about the GLC? All depends on your point of view. The 2018 GLC, starting at $40,050. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
We made the players get the paper spot on this. It ain't no shame in our king. We do our thing. Ghetto wise guys. We do our thing.
I think because of this narrative that's surrounded him about Russ being a real G, staying there, toughing it out, staying in Oklahoma City, like there is something to that, especially for basketball purists.
Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week. All in favor of the defending national champions, 33-7 as we begin the final quarter. And Louisville, after converting the fourth down on the pass completion, will run just the third play tonight from Clemson territory. That's it.
Number three.
Clemson snapped it 28 times in Louisville territory.
And this is their 45th snap of the ball game.
Jackson still got it. And flips it short. And that's complete. Stanbury, the tight end, leaking out. Short game.
It's a Clemson football program. Last year got a lot of attention for winning the national championship, but the job that Dabo Swinney has done with the consistency of this brand is remarkable.
A lot of big stars are gone, but the program values still here, and so are a lot of talented players. He told us he was not going to have the national championship be kind of a Grand Canyon moment. Right back to the Griswolds there, National Lampoon Vacation.
Hey, there it is.
Took a peek, and then they got back in the car.
There it is, Russ.
He said it wasn't going to be like that. They were going to savor it. That he had a whole bunch of guys who were hungry, who didn't play huge roles. They have rings, but they weren't the talked about guys last year.
Now it's their turn.
Exactly. You see the culture of the program on display. Third down keeper by Jackson. Hit hard, spinning right near the marker. J.D. Davis, linebacker.
But before Deshaun Watson, they had Taj Boyd. Right? They have been winning games and recruiting at an incredibly high level. And the most impressive thing, what we talked about, that windshield mentality. What's next? What's in front of me? Not what have we accomplished behind me. That's impressive to see the consistency. You see very few teams that can do that.
Jackson chased, steps up, fires for the end zone, has a man wide open. It's Jalen Smith for a touchdown, and the Cardinals showing some life. Waited a long time to finally get the featured receiver free. Finds him for 36 yards and a score.
You hear that term, Tampa 2 defense? Tampa 2 means cover 2, means these safeties are deep. Then watch the middle linebacker trying to get back to take away the middle. He doesn't. He's got to get much, much deeper. And the safety, Isaiah Simmons, who's only a freshman, he's got to be able to recognize that as well. And that time, he's able to connect with one of his receivers behind coverage, something we haven't seen all night.
Yeah, they've tried all night to get the ball to Smith. They don't connect until it's 33-7. Second TD pass of the night for Jackson. And it's 33-14. Back to 19.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it limp-worthy.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film, Tommy, streaming exclusively on the ESPN app.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Dodgers, Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
This Sunday and every Sunday. Sunday NFL Countdown.
Sundays.
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN.
Who's in?
Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. So good!
So good!
Make your commute a little sweeter in the newly redesigned Hyundai Sonata, our best Sonata ever.
The big game, huh? Boy, I wish your mom was here. Instead of over there.
I ain't afraid to say it, go blue. I'll kick it.
She needs this, kids. Mom needs this.
Stop. Just get it done.
Reliving the glory days isn't always rewarding, but Hotels.com is. Unlock instant savings now and earn free nights to use later. Hotels.com.
We want Falcons in New York. Jackson, we're Buccaneers in a quaint little New England bed and breakfast.
Can you please pass the marmalade, Charlie? Switch to DirecTV and watch all the teams no matter where you live with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Well, Taco Bell is a proud partner of the College Football Playoff. This is the Taco Bell student section. Some are hanging tough there. Others maybe have headed for the drive-thru. Look at the burrito combo on the way home. But some are still here. That touchdown excited them.
Yeah, never know.
You do never know, but they need some help from Clemson. Frankly, the Louisville defense is going to need a takeaway or something. Clemson figures to try to grind away on the ground and the clock. This is Etienne, the talented true freshman, that once again has trouble. Fouled the kickoff earlier. Does so again, but runs it out across the 20. The All-State all-hands-in bus up in his fine, great teamwork in the community all season long. You got your team of the week here.
Every weekend during the college football season, we'll be sharing our All-State all-hands-in pick of the week. Highlight the team that came together on the field. And our team this week is Memphis, upsetting UCLA at home at the Liberty Bowl, 48-45. Third straight home win against a ranked team. Riley Ferguson, congratulations. What a game. Outduels Josh Rosen. That was a fun game to watch, back and forth.
Now, is it because you picked Memphis to win? Is that why they're the team of the week?
That doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. I stumbled into a good week this week. Did not mean it at all. Apologize for picking Mississippi State and Purdue over Missouri. And
Mississippi State hammered LSU.
And it turns out they did. Yeah.
Mr. Charles somewhere is happy. He's a big Bulldogs fan. And an Auburn fan.
No doubt.
Easter. Gray showing that tough running. Excuse me, that's Adam Choice.
Tell you, he's back in this second half with the game lopsided. Start to run with that physicality, really challenge this Louisville defense, their desire to want to tackle. See a lot of Feaster. That time Choice. Good to see young Amari Rogers in the game all the way at the top.
You see the Louisville fans on their feet trying to make some noise, see if they can get the ball back. Clemson needs to. Ryan still got the ball. Scrambling over the middle. Finds a man. Running free there is DeAndre Overton, one of the emerging young receivers. A huge play inside the 40.
What we just talked about with Louisville not adjusting back to a quarterback that's scrambling, this is exactly what you want to do with Overton. Watch him in the vision downfield by Bryant. Looks back, finds him, doesn't give up on the play, and makes a great throw. But give Overton credit for coming off of his route and working back to his quarterback.
Choice makes a cut. Choice headed for the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. 39 yards. And that rotation keeps those backs fresh against a worn-out defense.
4 plays, 79 yards, and a minute 49. It's Clemson football. The big conversion on third down where Kelly Bryant keeps that play alive and finds Overton, and the very next play they come back with a dagger and run the ball right into the teeth of that defense.
You said a lot of the big stars move on. The numbers are a bit different this year, but the results just as good. You watch Clemson come in here and hammer a Louisville team, and tell me this doesn't look like a playoff team yet again this season?
Do to me.
Do to me. Yep.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
I think because of this narrative that's surrounded him about Russ being a real G, staying there, toughing it out, staying in Oklahoma City, like there is something to that, especially for basketball purists.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film, Tommy, stream exclusively on the ESPN app. Think there can't be a must-win game in week 2? Think again.
Today's our day to prove to the world that we are who we say we are.
Huge expectations. Stafford and the Lions are they belong at the top of the NFC. Monday Night Football, Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
This Sunday and every Sunday. Sunday NFL Countdown.
Sunday.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the series.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN app. Presented by Taco Bell.
Saturday.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, building better every day. In part by Vizio, maker of award-winning 4K displays. And Pacific Life. Experience the power of Pacific.
You know what happens 231 days from today, Mr. Herbstreit? They're right there in Churchill Downs.
I'll be there.
Run for the roses. With a promising young 2-year-old Soul Street, perhaps being the starting gate for the Kentucky Derby. You could be there as a horse owner.
Oh.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Oh my God. I would faint.
First things first, we know.
Yeah.
Mr. Baffert.
That's
what
right.
he's doing out there in California.
Yeah, it's fun.
This will be more of a horse race here. This is not developed the way we thought. As Louisville once again finds itself down 26. 12 minutes to go. This is Dawkins. He's contained. Good job by the coverage group, which knocks him down at the 15. I'll take a look at the Pacific Life game summary, the quarterback comparison tonight here.
Yeah, we wondered how Kelly Bryant would do on the road. How about the night that he's enjoyed and last year's Heisman Trophy winner Lamar Jackson? A tough night. It's obviously not all on his shoulders. A lot to do with Clemson's defensive performance and also some to do with just still trying to find that chemistry that he had last year with his receivers and his tight end. It's just not quite there right now.
I told you that Bryant was going to double up Jackson's passing yardage. Would you have been surprised?
I would have been shocked. Not to believe that.
The hand up to Williams, who turns the corner and faults for a first down out near the 28.
Now, this was big, not just because Kelly Bryant had a great game. They won on the road against Louisville. This is big because of now Kelly Bryant, how will he do against Auburn? A great defense. He passed that test. Okay. How's he going to do on the road in a big rivalry game, conference game against Louisville? He accomplished that. So now it's time to just settle in. Now you're starting to see who he is as a quarterback.
Jackson hit and sacked again. Short loss back to the 25. Clemson going to make it 7 straight over ranked teams and 18 games in a row against Atlantic Division foes. You start to begin to ponder the challenges ahead for Clemson, which would include a visit to Blacksburg, Virginia in a couple of weeks. The Seminoles in November. They've beaten the last 2 years. Throw in the flat, complete for just a 2-yard gain there to Mickey Crum, tight end.
You start to look at that schedule and you think, where is a potential challenging game? That's always a tough place to play. This one's sneaky to me. NC State on the road, November. Florida State the next week. That would be one that could be kind of tricky for them, I think.
Wolfpack have good fans. They can make it a tough environment. But you're right, though. A game before Florida State's important. Jackson from the pocket rifles it across the middle, and it's complete there to Samuel, who's out near midfield. Those crossing routes, they love to work the middle. Hasn't been there enough tonight for the quarterback.
Clemson trying to rotate different bodies, try to keep some of the younger guys, get some reps. Logan Rudolph out there.
Once again, a little confusion between receiver and quarterback. Seth Dawkins was in the area but didn't make the cut inside.
See if we get a look at Brent Venables. He'll be coaching until that final second. He is an intense guy going up against Bobby Petrino. He's got to be very proud of what his defense has been able to do so far tonight.
Flew in there again. Tackle for loss. The running game hasn't been there. James Skalski, a good special teams player, reserve linebacker in the stop.
Skalski is only a sophomore, but he gets in there. I love when these younger guys get some reps and the energy goes up even higher because they're fresh, but they're playing with an attitude. It's their opportunity. Jabril Robinson in there too, playing with it, bringing some energy.
Far too many 3rd and longs tonight for Louisville. Jackson flips it out, complete. Whoa, look at that hurdling shot. That was shades of to number 8 himself as Williams just went up and over a tackler. Serious hop.
He got some air. He got some air there, didn't he?
To load up.
A.J. Terrell. Oh, look at Brent Venables in the background. No! And there's Simmons to clean it up. By the way, that agony is on every play for Purple right there.
It's fourth down. He needs the get-back coach every single snap, doesn't he? Cardinals need 3.
I think we just keep the camera on him for the last 8:30.
And Louisville spending a timeout just before this snap. We'll talk about this fourth down play.
You think it's just 5 guys between you and that rim? Try 500. Because for every guy you beat, there's 100 more out there with your same 5, working on your same moves, all trying to steal your glory. So if you want to be the one and only, and not just one of many, give that extra ounce. It might just be the one that all the others don't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
As we proceed to give you what you need. I'm talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and the hoax and the hack on his Instagram account. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I want to be the heir to the throne. That boy can have his own money.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN. Lions Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN.
It ain't easy being on top. Everyone wants to bring the trophy home.
All 130 teams.
It's gonna be a fight to the finish. The college football playoff on ESPN.
Who's in?
Welcome to another edition of Between Two Rexes. My guest today is Sam Ponder. As the new host of Sunday NFL Countdown,
Rex.
I'd like to welcome you, Sam.
No. You know I'm the host, right? I'm the host.
Are you on every show?
I mean, as of now, yes, but the way this is going, probably not.
I can't wait for you to be the host.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It'll be super.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and in one moment's time,
have tested positive for the HIV virus.
People run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
By the Progressive Pylon Cam tonight. Cardinals would like to get down near the pylon, but to really keep any faint hope alive here, down 26 with 8:39 to play. They got to convert this fourth down off the timeout. Looks like an empty backfield for Jackson. Malik Williams, the running back, is split to the right. And now Clemson's going to spend a timeout as Venables is still coaching hard over there after they get a look at the formation. You know, Felicia Jones, Lamar's mom, is here as she was a year ago when they played at Clemson. These are the only 2 games that she's attended in person. She's going to be convinced now that she is the jinx. That's why she hadn't come since the loss at Clemson last year.
I think she felt a little bit that way after the last game.
Now, this is her first ever home game. She said, that's it. I'm not coming anymore. When I show up, Louisville loses. That's not, we're convinced, the reason tonight.
No, I think it has something to do with orange and purple.
Yeah.
She's got to come to, like, I don't know, Wake or...
Now, Kent State and Murray State are the next 2 weeks.
There you go. There's a couple.
That's how you break the jinx.
Yeah. There you go. Stay away from purple and orange.
Well, let's see after the timeout from each side to talk about this 4th and 3. Jackson's in the pocket, flips it, and it's complete. First down, and a lot more. Des Fitzpatrick hasn't made a real big impact play tonight until then. And to keep the drive going.
That'll frustrate Brent Venables. Just a blown assignment out in the flat. dropped the big defensive end. Saw that a little bit earlier when he dropped Austin Bryant. This time it was Farrell. Nobody out in the flat. Pretty easy to execute there for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, his first catch of the night. Now Jackson fires low and incomplete. Fitzpatrick's the guy that caught the game-winning touchdown against Purdue and really flashed strong in the first couple of games. And the receiving corps out perhaps showing a bit of their youth tonight.
That is a great play. I was wondering if he got his hand on that.
Kayvon Wallace came across.
That was a great play. And Wallace says, what a valuable guy. Plays so many positions.
Jackson on the keeper. Slams forward. A.J. Terrell, one of the true freshman DBs in the game, forced him out. Third down.
Yeah, they have guys with versatility that can play different positions. A lot of depth when they're all healthy. You get Marcus Edmond and Trayvon Mullen, Mark Fields, Ryan Carter, now a young true freshman, A.J. Terrell. Those are just the corners.
Jackson still got it. Stretches the fly, flips it, back shoulder throw to Fitzpatrick. And he finally makes an impact deep in the fourth quarter here. Let's make sure he got it in. Foot comes down. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
You see Fitzpatrick, tall guy, long arms. Did have a big season, but just hasn't made an impact tonight. You see that's toward Daniel, the linebacker in coverage.
Good play. Good job working with the quarterback. Not giving up on it.
So Jackson on that drive finally goes over 200 passing yards, now has 3 touchdowns. Midway in the fourth quarter, 19-point game.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's and the beef they've always had with the other guys who make you settle for thawed out. But Wendy's goes all out. They've been serving up fresh, never frozen beef on every hot and juicy hamburger for nearly 50 years. Which is why true hamburger fans don't see much of a rivalry between fresh and frozen. And why Wendy's holds the title, official hamburger of the NCAA.
Some moments can change everything. You can't always predict them, but you can game plan for them. For 150 years, generations of families have chosen Pacific Life for retirement and life insurance solutions to help them reach their goals. Being ready for wherever life leads. That's the power of Pacific. Ask a financial advisor about Pacific Life.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in one moment's time,
I have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy, stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
This Sunday and every Sunday. Sunday NFL Countdown.
Sunday.
Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Stand for the final push to the playoffs. MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Lions, Giants, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
We don't want some of the games. We want all the live games. With DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. We don't just want some Dak Prescott. We want all the Dak Prescott.
Switch to DirecTV and get every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is alright with me. Oh, baby, let's stay together.
We join the College Football Playoff Association, saluting teachers. Some from the Louisville area right here. This is the Extra Yard for Teachers Week. You can visit cfp-foundation.org to learn about how you can get involved. Salute teachers in your area. Well, the Louisville crowd, the ones who are here and have not yet met up with their friends Elijah Craig and Basil Hayden and Johnny Drum and Ezra Brooks and others, watching Louisville chip away at that lead. It's good to have friends in the Louisville area.
Yeah, it sure is.
Remember Coach Pappy Van Winkle and the squad that he had in Louisville way back in the day?
I do. I know it's hard to locate from time to time, but I do.
Very hard to locate.
Very familiar with him.
If you know anybody. At 7:37, you could use one. There's the kickoff. McFadden's going to watch this bounce into the end zone. Kelly Bryant was a big question mark coming in. Kirk, how would he handle his first road start in a tough environment? I'd say solid A.
Yeah, with flying colors, does a good job. The word I'm going to use tonight, and the coaches told us during the week, the command of the offense, the poise that he played with. This is a great example of not giving up on a play, scrambling and locating DeAndre Overton, and then here running the football in for a touchdown. And just the way he's carried himself, he's got to be very proud of that, and it's kind of a stepping stone to that next game. But he's looked great in his first 3 starts for the Tigers in 2017.
Now his backup, the redshirt freshman Zarek Cooper out of Jonesboro, Georgia, is going to come in, and he's going to hand off to another true freshman, Travis Etienne, who makes his first carry after fielding a couple of kickoffs earlier.
Nine's the guy you're going to want to keep an eye on, just because of what the coaches have told us 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road. Very, very talented true freshman running back.
Extreme speed. They beat LSU on him, got him out of the state of Louisiana, which is never easy, and the Tigers are after a top prospect. Cooper, meanwhile, guy that has some serious arm talent, figures to be the heir apparent, or at least he'll battle out the true freshman Hunter Johnson, the 5-star recruit, who's the 3rd-string quarterback this year. And a whistle on the flag before he snapped. Ball start.
Prior to the snap, ball start, 76 offense, 5 yards, 2nd down.
Etienne does make a play and sort of announce himself in the final 6.5 minutes here. And this will frustrate the coaches here, as well as Cooper, who wants to make a nice showing.
Talking about Cooper and Hunter Johnson, the true freshman that's behind him. False start. Kelly Bryant, a junior. Number 51, 5-yard penalty. I think he's the number 1 rated high school quarterback in the country. Trevor Lawrence is also coming to Clemson. So they're stacking up at that position pretty well. They've had a nice run over the last 5 years at that spot.
Right, second up at a few positions.
Yeah,
based on the recruiting classes that are incredible at Clemson. There's Etienne. And breaks a couple of tackles. Look out, he's a sprinter. Boy. Shades of things to come. Welcome to college football. Travis Etienne. I just had a sense he was going to bust out late.
An embarrassment of riches. An embarrassment. Come on in.
81 yards.
Come on in, 9. We'll give you a few carries here, kid. They warned us. Jeff Scott said, listen, man, I'm being honest. This guy had like 6 80-yard runs against our first-team defense in scrimmages. And he goes, I don't know if I've ever seen in all the years I've been here as a coach 2 runs of over 80 yards against our own defense. This kid had like 6. He goes, I'm telling you, just be ready. This guy is going to be a superstar.
They worked him as a returner, and he's bobbled both kickoffs tonight. I said, just put him in the backfield. Let him do that. Yeah. Let some team try to tackle him.
Well,
because you saw the strength early in the run.
Well, it's not just the speed. It's the lower body strength. Watch how guys bounce off of this guy. Breaks the tackle there, boom. Breaks the tackle there. If you're going to hit him high, you're not going to bring him down. And then he's got world-class speed when he gets into the open field. That's a pretty deadly combination.
You know when the bench reacts that way, when they raise their arms when he's at like the 50, they know it's over. That they've seen what you talked about in practice from this guy. A tiny little town in Louisiana.
You gotta love a true freshman having a moment like that. Dabo Swinney right there.
It won't be the last long touchdown run.
Awesome.
Come in, Wayne Gallman's number 9 from a year ago. Wayne was a terrific back, but he didn't quite have that top end gear. Not many do.
That is just a little taste of things to come. Travis Etienne.
Dawkins. Good special teams play by the Tigers just to boot tonight. Chick-fil-A bringing you the college football rankings. This is the AP poll for the first time this season. This is week 3. You're not going to have one of the top 3 teams lose. USC and Texas, they're locked in a tight game in the Coliseum.
Yep. Penn State continuing to do what's been asked of them. We'll have them next week at Iowa City.
Huskies head to Folsom Field in a rematch of the Pac-12 championship game last year.
How about down there at number 9, Oklahoma State? Boy, they are flexing their muscles.
Now Jackson works sideline long throw over the head of Smith. Good look at the Nittany Lions on the road. Talked about the Big Ten battle under the lights. It's the Hawkeyes, 7:30 Eastern time, half hour than our traditional start time on ABC. What do you make of Iowa this year and the challenge that they'll present to Penn State?
Kirk Ferentz team, well coached, disciplined, dangerous at home.
Slow start against North Texas today.
Yeah, I think that might have been a little bit of a peek ahead. As much as you try to guard against that, they've got Penn State coming in next week. It's kind of that typical Iowa team. Dangerous at Iowa City when they play a ranked top 5 opponent. Their players love to play with a chip on their shoulder, and James Franklin knows that. That'll be a really good game. You know, all of a sudden the Michigan-Purdue game, with the way Jeff Brom has the Boilermakers going. Michigan's on the road in West Lafayette. That could be an interesting game. Offense still trying to kind of get going. They're struggling.
And Jackson will be dropped again. Once again, a coverage sack, and Tigers backups getting involved. Johnson on the sack there. 4 times they've knocked the quarterback down, and there's Christian Wilkins, the ringleader of that front 4, over there celebrating and enjoying one of his backups making a play.
I love to see the starters excited from Clemson when they're backups. See that? Man, that is a sign of a healthy culture right there. When the starters are the first ones to come out onto the field to tell the young guys that don't get a lot of reps, they love on them like that. Man, I love that.
It's a group that doesn't have Richard Jurgen. He has a neck injury, not as deep as the past, but the guys who the front 4 are formidable. They didn't have to play that much defense tonight. Louisville still, at this point in the game, 5 minutes ago, has run just 62 plays. So inability, Kirk, to do enough on first down, put Louisville in 3rd and long a lot tonight, and they just were not able to execute on 3rd down. That for me was one of the huge factors in this game.
Yeah, that was a big factor, but I think just the overall approach, playing against Lamar Jackson a year ago, getting ready for him this year. Brent Venables had a whole year to come up with his plan. Veteran defensive line, some linebackers that have played football. They wasn't just getting him to 3rd and long, it was how they did that, how their plan worked.
Hunter Johnson has now jumped in there. So the true freshman out of Brownsburg, Indiana. He talked about the 5-star recruit. Got in there briefly. They're not going to redshirt him. They figure this is not a guy that's going to be around here 5 years probably, so we're not going to spend a redshirt year. We're going to put him in there as a true freshman. And had a look in the opener against Kent State, now getting his 2nd game action of the season. Yeah, ETN is in the game again.
Oh boy.
He's got it again. Look, he just is dangerous with every carry.
Look out for ETN.
Louisville, meanwhile, doesn't have the same kind of gut-wrenching last-minute loss to recover from that they did last year when they lost in Death Valley. But this is a smackdown. They're going to have to take a deep breath. Kent State and Murray State the next couple of weeks. Then they have a tricky game at NC State. They have to remember the season's not over. No pop pass on the end around. This is Will Sweeney, the coach's son, the holder, and a backup receiver getting a touch. Does he have friends in high places to get that play call in?
Well, how about that? A little jet sweep. That's pretty cool.
He won the holder's job as a utility guy in the receiving corps.
The smile. That was a dad smile, not a coach smile.
Sure was.
He goes, how about it now, boys? How about it? 16 in there. Come on.
He said he's been holding since he's in 7th grade. Didn't really love to do it, but this is why you do the little things. You find a way at 5'9", 185 to make an impact on a team as good as Clemson.
Pretty cool.
Play clock just
that's awesome.
Winding down on 4th and 3. Now let it expire and burn a timeout. So punt coming up. Dabo actually stayed down at home and watched his second son, Drew, play in a high school game. Didn't come in until 1 a.m. Staying back, and you know that feeling, right?
Yeah, sure do. You got a little taste of that feeling.
High school football, Nashville style, a little fun. We have MBA with a late touchdown and knock off Father Ryan, beat their rival for the 20th year in a row.
I think 21 years in a row. Montgomery Bell Academy is taking care of business. Nothing better in high school football.
An impressive corner on one side, the slot receiver. They just got to feed him a little bit on the other side.
Exactly.
Die in Jake Herbstreit.
Ty Chandler, by the way, playing for Tennessee. Looking good.
For Clemson.
I'm alum of that school, right?
Yeah.
And for the Cards, number 9, Jaden Smith.
Spires with a rugby punch, just boots it down there. Does that effectively, too. You got to check every box. This is a Clemson team that made a living winning games despite losing the turnover battle. Not a single turnover tonight. Excellent special teams play. You talked about Venables' defense and Bryant, the offense. It's all working. See what's working for the Lions and the Giants. Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern Time. Also available on ESPN2 in Spanish. Monday Night Countdown served by Applebee's. Yourself coverage at 6 o'clock Eastern Time.
We've talked a lot about Clemson and the wins, the consistency. You and I had a chance to talk to Dabo this week about how do you avoid complacency after winning the championship. I thought he had an interesting philosophy and approach. I said it earlier about kind of what he calls that windshield mentality. But he also, I think, it goes to how they recruit. They've got a beautiful new facility. They're recruiting at such a high level these last 7 or 8 years. But they're very selective in the type of individuals they're willing to bring in to their program. They don't just go get any 5-star. They look for character. They look for a personality that fits. And if he doesn't fit, they're not going to recruit him.
Jackson scrambling and darts out, does get a first down. Dabo claims that he unrecruits guys. He runs as many off as he tries to get if he doesn't feel like the personality is a good fit for the program.
But I think when you do that, it allows you to do the things and cultivate the program and push it in certain directions. And players look at you and just kind of say, yes, sir. If that's what it's going to take to be a winning program, I'm in. An unselfish player, I'm in. And that's not really normal in college football today.
On a 3rd and 1, wide open man is Trevion Samuel. And against some Clemson backups, he's going to cut back and be knocked down inside the 5. That will not make Coach Venables happy as they give up a big play.
No, you of course want to give players an opportunity to play that don't always get a chance. But when they do get in, that's why it's important to listen during the week, even though you think you may not get a chance to play. But all of a sudden you're in the game and you're out of position, and Old Brent Venables is going to watch the eye in the sky tomorrow and call you in and say, all right, let's talk about this play right here.
78-yard play gets Jackson up over 300 yards passing, gives him a first and goal, and now Lamar pitches to the end zone, incomplete. It was a battle between Fitzpatrick and A.J. Terrell. Look at the stats and you'll say, well, Lamar threw for over 300, threw 3 touchdown passes, ran for 65 yards. Those are pretty gaudy stats. They will not, however, tell the story of a frustrating night. Many of those yards put up after the game was out of reach. From the pocket, looking to escape, and he'll be dragged down after 5. It's Nolan Turner, the backup safety. You can tell I tackled a Heisman Trophy winner one time.
Who would your top 4 be right now, Chris?
I think you got to have Oklahoma in there based on the win against Ohio State. I think you got to have.
Would you have them at 1?
Well, I mean, you're going to do based on achievements.
No, however you do your thing. I know how I would do my thing.
Oh, you put Alabama first?
No, not right now.
It's kind of your thing. Give me a second to think about it.
Okay.
I mean, I think you'd have to have those 2 teams. That's a no-brainer. Clemson has to be in there.
I would put Clemson, I think, right after seeing them play on the road. How about Clemson 1? This is based on 3 weeks of football.
Clemson 1,
Oklahoma 2.
Live with that.
Alabama 3. Penn State 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think you got to react to what you've seen through 3 weeks of football. And again, it's pretty volatile in the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Bama fans would say you got to react to it, but not overreact to it.
Right. But Bama's still trying to figure some things out.
True. On 3rd and goal, Jackson on a slant. Oh, almost his second pick of the night. It was Denzel Johnson jumping in there. It'll be 4th and goal.
Wow, he's going to be thinking about that one for a long time. He read that perfectly. Great job. He waits. Receiver's coming across the middle. He jumps it, and he just doesn't secure the ball. If he catches that, that's a 100-yard interception return. He'll be able to tell his grandkids. He'll be able to tell everybody.
On 4th down, Jackson steps up and delivers incomplete. Again, in heavy traffic. Jalen Williams may have gotten a hand on it, and Venables' defense makes a stand, and you'd think it was a 2-point game there.
Look at the first team out there again with Brent Venables. That's the pride. That's the pride. It's not just, hey, you kept him out of the end zone. It's the pride that your backup guys that don't get a chance to play much. And look at the first-string guys led by Christian Wilkins out there. First ones, again, to give them that love and appreciate that they held them. Lamar Jackson out of the end zone.
After a bust by one of the young guys set up Louisville, the other guys rallied around and keep the Cardinals out. 1:11 to play. Now it's Zarek Cooper back in at quarterback. ETN plows the middle for a short gain. Cassidy Hubbard will have the Ford wrap-up show after the game. Can detail the highlights of all Kirk's correct picks today, although it's only a short show.
And it doesn't happen very often. So.
Final minute here. You got the coach's son, Will Sweeney, in the ball game. Number 16 there, spread out to the right. Let's see if they try to get him a catch.
No chance. Not up by 26.
Well, the Tigers are going to continue their domination of the Atlantic Division of the ACC. It's going to be 18 in a row, 11 straight wins away from home, 19 straight pre-November wins, and 7 straight against ranked opponents. The shootout that many expected never materialized. Asserts dominance in the second quarter and then puts the game away with a 14-zip third quarter. 26-zip run. Let's hear from Dabo Swinney with Maria.
All right, Coach, so one of the challenges you knew you would face was disrupting Louisville's defense, a reigning Heisman Trophy winner. How would you describe the play of your defense in this game?
Well, I didn't like how we finished right here at the stretch. We kind of
gave up a couple of big plays, lost our focus a little bit, but it was a great game. You know, we complimented each other well tonight. It was great job by our offense. We had some big-time plays in the special teams, and then obviously some huge plays in the defense. You know, the pick six was a momentum play for us, but we complimented each other well. This was a dominant win on the road, and those are hard to come by. So I'm just really proud of our team. We've had a lot of hard-fought battles with these guys. To come up here and to win like we won tonight is a big step for us and something we can grow from, especially how we ran the ball.
Speaking of a win on the road for the first time ever, we saw Kelly Bryant on the road in a hostile environment. How would you describe what you saw from your quarterback and the poise that he showed?
Every week he's answering all the questions, you know, every single week. And this was a big stage for him coming in here. It was first road trip. And he made some big-time plays. He made some big scrambles where they bottled us up and some big plays on the scrambles. Just an outstanding job, ran the ball effectively. I'm really proud of him. This is, again, every week he's just going to continue to get better. There'll be some things we'll see on tape that he knows he can improve on, but, man, just a tremendous job. Can't say enough about the heart of this guy and how he's leading us right now.
All right, you say he's been answering all the questions. He's got a few more to answer then, Coach. All right, Kelly, when you took your first snap on the road in a hostile environment, what was going through your mind?
Just breathe, have fun with it. Try not to let the noise, affect the communication around us, and just play ball. Just treat it like we at home. Of course, hostile environment. Just do my job. That's the only thing was going through my head at the time.
It seemed like you guys were working through some communication things in the first half, but when you came out in the third quarter, you scored 2 straight touchdowns. What was different out of the locker room?
We just wanted to get out to a good start because first half, when first quarter, the defense came out, got stopped, went out there and scored. So we wanted to keep the tone going, keep the momentum going into the second half.
Well, Coach said all you have to do is keep being Kelly Bryant. What does that mean moving forward?
Just try to get better each and every week. Find things to get better at, don't get complacent, and just be Kelly B.
And how does it feel to walk away with this win away from Louisville?
It feels great, going to next week, going to be back home, so just try to get ready for the next one.
All right, thanks for your time, Kelly.
Thank you.
Pretty comprehensive for the Tigers. They gained 613 yards. Excellent balance, running and passing. Defense does its job. 4 sacks of Jackson. They were able to frustrate the Heisman Trophy winner very early in the game.
Yeah, very impressive effort. Dabo Swinney pretty much just summed it up with Maria. How impressed he was with his quarterback, but I thought he made a great point when he said we complemented each other. And when you play on the road, that's what it takes. Offense, defense, special teams, everybody pulling together, and you end up having a dominating performance.
Another example of why I think a good team last year or the year before. It's a very strong program that's able to reload, as you said, recruit guys who fit the culture, and they learn from the guys above them. And this is not, at this point, a star-laden Clemson team in the same way that the last couple of years have been, but they look very much like a playoff contender again.
It's not very common that you see a team that climbed the mountain for the first time in a long time, won that national championship, held that trophy, got rings, and come back as hungry, if not even more hungry than the year before. So that's the thing that you got to really appreciate if you're a Clemson fan.
And the head coach who's trotting off right there deserves a lot of the credit for that. So Clemson comes in on a blackout night in Louisville and knocks out the Cardinals 47-21. Our game was produced by Bill Bonnell, directed by Derek Mobley. We thank Dave Time, Mike Buck, Mark Amento, Darren Brown, our crew up in the booth here. Next Saturday night, it's a new start time. I'm going to be up with you at 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central, as Penn State, the team we've got in the top 5, visits the Iowa Hawkeyes. We'll see you next Saturday. The Ford Wrap-Up Show is coming up right now. Let's kick it to Cassidy Hubbard in the studio. Cassidy?
This is a story about mail and packages. And it's also a story about people. People who rely on us every day to deliver their dreams. They're handing us more than mail. They're handing us their business. And while we make more e-commerce deliveries to homes than anyone else in the country, we never forget that your business is our business. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
This Sunday and every Sunday. Sunday NFL Countdown.
Sunday.
MLS, stand as one. Catch the MLS Soccer Sunday action tomorrow on ESPN. It's New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union at 1 Eastern.
Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers Nationals, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
You have a kid that's on top of the world, and then in one moment's time,
Have tested positive for the HIV virus.
people run from you.
What if I told you his toughest fight was outside the ring? ESPN Films presents Tommy. Stream exclusively on the ESPN app.
97 yards and 5 touchdowns. The